The following is a production of Hometown and Home Country Radio Sports.
We've never seen a team like this before, ladies and gentlemen. After all this time, Bishop Garrigan is still golden. Bishop Garrigan has finally slain the Newell Fonda Dragon. Your Golden Bears are state champions for the second year in a row. Bartolo, deep heave, oh, she hit it from just inside of half court. That is unreal. That is unreal. Are you kidding me? Right side to Montag, releases a tray, rattles it in. Zoe Montag is a huge shot, and Garrigan's up by 5. Three-pointer is blocked at the buzzer, and that's it. After coming so close the past 2 years, Bishop Garrigan has finally won it all.
Video streaming on the Algona Radio YouTube channel is brought to you by Algona Municipal Utilities, community owned for community benefit. Kemna Auto Center, where it's not just about the car, it's about the care. Iowa State Bank, helping people succeed. PMC Advantage Insurance Services, having the advantage makes all the difference. And Algona Frame and Auto Body, we meet by accident. Now, here's Hometown and Home Country Radio Sports Director, Tyler Lance.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for all season long. It's a battle to potentially determine the champion in the top of Iowa West. In both the boys and girls top of Iowa West conferences, it's down to the final 2 teams. And in both the boys and girls top of Iowa West, it's down to Bishop Garrigan and Forest City. After Forest City got the upper hand the first time around back in Cassuth County on January 7th. Tonight, the rivalry shifts to the banks of the Winnebago as Bishop Garrigan visits Forest City tonight in this great battle. Of course, we'll start off with the girls game here tonight. We'll talk plenty about the boys conference implications coming up when that game gets underway. But tonight, in the girls game, it's Class 3A, number 5 ranked Forest City with an 18-1 overall record. But more pertinently tonight, a 13-0 record in the top of Iowa West, taking on Class 1A, number 4 ranked Bishop Garrigan. They are 17-2 overall, and more pertinently, 12-1 in the conference. That means they're one game behind Forest City in the conference standings, and Forest City, of course, got the head-to-head matchup back in early January over Bishop Garrigan. So if the Golden Bears want to keep their conference title hopes alive, trying to win conference title number 6 in a row, or at least get a share of the conference, they've got to win tonight against Forest City. After tonight, the teams each only have 2 conference games left, so you lose tonight, you're down 2 games to Forest City, plus you've lost both games in the head-to-head against the Indians, so safe to say, to keep Bishop Garrigan's conference title streak alive, the Golden Bears have to win tonight on the girls' side of the court. It's going to be a great matchup. 2 state-ranked teams. The first matchup went down to just the final 5 points. Forest City winning at 69-64. And, of course, Garrigan also playing an exciting game on Friday night, edging North Union by 3. So a lot of excitement here for the Bishop Garrigan basketball program and trying to get another close, hard-fought road win tonight, in which would be a fantastic atmosphere from Forest City High School. Right now, we'll step aside for a couple of quick messages. When we come back, we'll chat with both head coaches, Forest City head coach Matt Erpelding and Bishop Garrigan head coach Brandon Schwab on Hometown Radio KLGA.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio. Brought to you by these fine sports club members.
American Glass. For all your glass needs, think American.
Farm Bureau Financial Agents Dave Beisch, Daniel Foth, and Michael Toll.
Chemco Tires. They're all you need to know about tires and service.
Wykert Realtors, the 515 Agency. A fresh approach to real estate.
Grassmasters. Growing satisfied customers.
Iowa Lakes Community College. Your community, your college.
Glenn's Green Thumb. From a small seed, something beautiful will grow.
All bringing you this game on the radio.
And girls top of Iowa West basketball is coming up on Hometown Radio KLGA as the Forest City Indians take on the Bishop Garrigan Golden Bears. And we're joined right now on the pregame by Forest City head coach Matt Erpelding. Coach, as always, great to talk to you today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, you're welcome. Thanks for asking.
Coach, as we begin, let's recap last week for the Forest City Indians. You guys took a defeat on Tuesday night against a Class 4A Waverly Shell Rock team 49-40, then bounced back on Friday night, defeating West Hancock 64-32. So take us through the past week of Forest City Indian basketball.
It was a big week for us. You know, we'd been looking forward to that Waverly Shell Rock game all season just because it's a bigger school, really competitive team. So kind of one of those measuring stick games where you can kind of see where you're at. So, and it happened to be on the road. So, another one of those extra challenges, but went down there and, got off to a really good start in the ball game. I think we might have been up 11-4 or 11-2 or something like that. But, just let them crawl back in it, and then it was pretty much a dogfight throughout, and they pulled away there midway through the fourth quarter, and we just couldn't get shots to fall or get enough stops to get back in the game. But, played fairly well, I thought, for the most part. Not our best game of the season to date, I don't think, but a lot of that had to do with what Waverly Shell Rock did. So, it's one of those, didn't get the victory, but learned a lot from it, and I'd play games like that every night. Play against tough competition. It shows you where you're at and allows you to get better.
Team now has a record of 18-1, and one of the key things up to this point is the fact that Hayden Brown has only played in 7 of those games. She obviously suffered an unfortunate injury earlier this season, but the team's really picked it right back up and kept rolling without her. What do you feel it says about your group that they've been able to do all this winning without Hayden Brown in the lineup, and what do you feel some of the keys to thriving without her have been?
Well, it's just, as we've kind of talked all year long, we're really balanced, and we never have been about one person over the last several years, and it's no different this year. Obviously, Hayden's one of the best players in 3A in the state, but like you said, unfortunately, we lost her to an injury, and all we can do is move on. You can't feel sorry for yourself and that type of thing, and we're, like I said, we're balanced enough and deep enough on the bench and got some really talented athletes on the roster. So it's, I just ask the kids, to just do a little bit more. We can't have one person step up and be Hayden because that's not possible. So everybody just give a little more effort, 1 through 15 on the roster, and we'll keep plugging away. And we basically haven't, missed a beat. It was obviously a blow when we got the news that she was done for the season because we had, kind of been told they didn't think it was that significant. So it was kind of a second gut punch there later in the season. But it is what it is. You move forward and you play with the kids you have, and Hayden's been doing a really good job of leading, from the bench type of thing. So everybody's done what's asked of them, and, fortunately enough, we're able to keep it rolling.
We're talking Forest City basketball right now with head coach Matt Erpelding. Coach, tonight you guys take on Bishop Garrigan for the second time this season. You used the word dogfight earlier when talking about that Waverly Shell Rock game, and I think dogfight also kind of applies to the first match when you guys saw Bishop Garrigan and probably tonight's matchup as well. But when you go back to that first match when you saw the Golden Bears, what did you feel some biggest takeaways or keys from that first game were?
Well, I thought we played well for 32 minutes on both ends of the floor, which we'd been struggling to do to that point. So I think that was important. And we made some runs there to kind of get a big lead, but Garrigan just kept fighting and knocked down some threes and got right back to had a chance to tie it there with under 30 seconds to go, I think. So like you said, it's going to be another dogfight. It's just a matter of which team can play more minutes of composed, efficient basketball, I think. But it's going to come down to the last possession or two, I'm pretty certain, in this one too.
Well, Coach, in this ball game, the interior game really seems like it's going to be a big key in this one. Of course, Jenna Donchie for you guys is such a key player, and meanwhile for Bishop Garrigan, Gracelyn Eastman is coming off a 40-point night against North Union, so definitely could see a lot of big plays on the interior tonight. What do you feel the key is to winning the inside game on both the offensive and defensive ends of the court for Forest City are?
Well, I think the biggest thing, like you mentioned, 2 really good post players, 2 of the best post players in the conference, and Eastman coming off a game where I don't know if she hardly missed a shot from the field or the free throw line, so she's going to be playing with a lot of confidence. But I think it's going to come down to which one can finish around the rim more consistently, and obviously, if foul trouble becomes a factor on either side, that's going to be a huge thing. So once again, it comes down to being able to execute and be efficient in these tight ball games, and not be too kind of hyped up to, miss some easy shots around the rim. So, I'm sure I'm not telling you anything that any common fan wouldn't know, but you got to make shots and stay out of foul trouble to win ball games. So I think in the post, you're going to see the same thing. Whichever one's more relaxed and able to finish shots is probably going to have the advantage.
Well, Coach, it's going to be a great game, a game of postseason type of intensity, a game with a lot of implications as far as the conference race is concerned. With all that being said, what's the final message to your team before this game against Bishop Garrigan tips off?
Pretty much the same thing we tell them every night. Just go out and ask them to do their best, and let the chips fall the way they may, because all you can do is give your best effort, control the controllables, and stay focused, stay locked in, and play 32 minutes. So that's pretty much the message we preach every night, and this one won't be any different.
Coach, thank you so much for your time today on the pregame. We're looking forward to tonight's game and wish you best of luck in this matchup.
Thanks, Tyler.
Forest City head coach Matt Erpelding. When we come back, we'll chat with Bishop Garrigan head coach Brandon Schwab on Hometown Radio KLGA and at the Algona Radio YouTube stream.
More sports club members.
Lusher Family Dentistry, serving your family since 1965 on Call Street in Algona.
Algona Plumbing and Heating, where a good flush beats a full house.
Kasuth Regional Health Center, your home for health care.
Walker Chiropractic and Wellness, caring for Algona, Sway City, and surrounding areas with chiropractic, nutritional, and physical therapy services.
Reeves Wicked Good Bar and Grill. For wicked good food, drinks, and service, you gotta go to Reeves.
High Point Land Company, your trusted land partner in Algona.
All bringing you this game on the radio.
Coming up to top of Iowa West girls basketball action on Hometown Radio KLGA and the Algona Radio YouTube stream. As tonight, the Bishop Garrigan Golden Bears take on the Forest City Indians. And we're joined on the pregame by Bishop Garrigan head coach Brandon Schwab. Coach, big game coming up tonight. Thank you so much for joining to preview it all here on KLGA.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Before we preview tonight's game, Coach, obviously you guys got through a playoff type of atmosphere on Friday night and defeated North Union 72-69 in that ball game, and a game that really kind of gave you a good test and good preparation for tonight's matchup against Forest City. But going back to Friday night, what did you feel some of the biggest deciding factors or keys in that one for the Golden Bears were?
Well, I thought, for one, I thought Gracelyn Eastman was excellent inside, really, with North Union's game plan of, really trying to chase us off the three-point arc in that small gym. I thought she controlled the middle very well and finished around the rim very well. And so I thought that was a key for us. And, like I said after the game, I thought Carly Nielsen's minutes off the bench were huge. Didn't show up a lot in the scoring column, but she was fantastic with defensively and keeping 50-50 balls alive and stuff.
And, Coach, that was the night, like you said, North Union ran you guys off the three-point line, but with Eastman's 40 points, you were still able to get over that 70-point mark. As far as that goes, can you speak a little bit on your team being unselfish? Because obviously it was one of those nights where Eastman was going to be the leading scorer and everyone else on the team really had to get her the ball. So what was that mindset like for that one?
Well, none of our kids care who scores. Our kids care about, the final score at the end of the game. And whatever the defense is going to give us, we're going to take. And, I thought North Union did a fantastic job of limiting our guards and limiting our three-point attempts. And, what the defense gave us was Eastman inside one-on-one. And if she's been waiting for a one-on-one matchup all season, it seems like she's been getting that double and triple team every time she catches it. If you're going to allow her to have that one-on-one matchup, we're going to play them odds all day with Eastman one-on-one. So we've got a very unselfish team that care about each other and care about the final score, and however we get there is how we get there.
And, Coach, tonight the Golden Bears face Forest City, and for all intents and purposes, the Golden Bears need this one for the conference title race. We talk a lot about big games and getting ready for them, but what's the key to being in the right headspace for your team in this one?
Well, our kids have been in a lot of big games, and this is a big game for us, and our kids know it, and we love playing good teams and love being in big games against great opponents, and we're excited for the challenge. I mean, coaches are excited. Our players are pumped. I mean, for a big environment on the road to, test us, and we're excited for the challenges tonight for sure.
We're talking right now with Bishop Garrigan head coach Brandon Schwab. Coach, first matchup against Forest City back in January. The Indians were really in a great flow offensively and had an excellent shooting night. How do you disrupt that tonight defensively and make sure they don't get in that same kind of flow?
Well, we've got to limit their transition scoring. They score a lot of points off of transition. They really push the ball hard. They do a good job of leaking out some, and we need to limit them transition-wise and offensive rebounding-wise. She had 7 offensive rebounds the last time we played her, so that's going to be a key of keeping her off the glass. And, we're going to only send 3 to the glass tonight to limit some transition stuff. We're going to tempo our press a little bit to see if they can score in the half court against us. I thought we gave up way too many transition buckets, threes, not getting proper matchups the first time we played them. So, we're going to try to limit that a little bit tonight and do a much better job of finding our matchup in transition. That's going to be a key.
Well, Coach, on Friday night, you guys needed those 72 points to get the win over North Union, and based on the first match against Forest City, it might be another night where your team has to pile up the points to get a win in this one. How do you be efficient offensively and score in a game like this if it turns into a track meet?
It's going to be making sure we make the right decisions when we're in transition scoring, and limit theirs. They can score the ball at a high level. We can score the ball at a high level. I'd like to think defensively we're better than giving up 72 points, or 69 points, what we did the first time we played them. I'd like to think tonight we're going to be better than that with a few adjustments that we're making. But I guess if it's going to turn into a track meet, it's going to turn into a track meet, and our kids aren't going to back down from that. And we've got good athletes; they've got good athletes, and I guess if it gets to that game, it gets to that game.
Coach, wrapping up for today, what's the final message to the girls before tonight's matchup tips off?
We need to play tough. We need to win every 50-50 ball. We need to make sure we limit their offensive rebound and transition scoring. And our talk is going to have to be even higher tonight than it's been, because it's going to be a loud, fun environment to play in. So I just want to see us make sure we win 50-50 balls and really work every single possession.
Coach, like you said, it's going to be a great environment tonight. We can't wait to see the game, and we thank you very much for your time on the pregame today.
Thanks, Tyler.
That's Bishop Garrigan head coach Brandon Schwab. When we come back, it's the moment everyone's been waiting for. The Forest City Indians and the Bishop Garrigan Golden Bears on Hometown Radio KLGA and at the Algona Radio YouTube live stream.
Thank you to these sports club members bringing you this game on Hometown Home Country Radio.
CB Grain Solutions, satisfaction guaranteed.
Dump It, Kasuth County's local and reliable waste service provider for commercial and residential customers.
Albert Electric, flip the switch to Albert Electric.
Billy Offerman, your State Farm agent in Algona. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Greg Penning and Company, certified public accountants where everyone counts.
Daylight Donuts, open early with delicious donuts and great coffee.
All bringing you this game on the radio.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio, brought to you by these fine sports club members.
Signworks Inc. For all your signage needs and printed apparel, stop in or call 295-9544.
New Way K&H Co-op, delivering exceptional value through knowledge and innovation.
West Bend Ford, meeting your service, new and used vehicle needs.
Tom Eischen Sales, your store in the country, carrying steel and Toro products and Green Mountain pellet grills.
PMC Advantage Insurance Services, insuring our neighbors for over 80 years.
All sponsors of this game broadcast.
It's time to meet the starting lineup for the Bishop Garrigan Golden Bears.
Madeline Tigas, freshman, number 21.
Tigas on the backside, lays it up and in.
Zoe Montag, senior, number 22.
Golden Bears rotated around. Montag with the hard head fake. She'll drive in. The C's parked and Montag scores.
Seisha Alish, junior, number 24.
4 on the shot clock. Alish, a deep triple on the way. She banks it in. That's how you know it's your night, ladies and gents.
Emmy Bartolo, junior, number 10.
Bartolo from way downtown. The silencer. Emmy Bartolo with the answer again.
Grayson Eastman, sophomore, number 15.
Kicks down Eastman. Eastman a tray. Eastman knocks it down. First career three-pointer by Graceland Eastman.
Tip-off of your game is coming up next on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Live from Forest City High School, it's the Bishop Garrigan Golden Bears. It's the Forest City Indians, the top two teams in the top of Iowa West. One of these two teams going to win the conference, and we'll find out a lot about who that is tonight. Golden Bears, an overall record of 17-2, 12-1 in the top of Iowa West. Forest City, 18-1 overall, 13-0 in the top of Iowa West. For Forest City head coach Matt Erpelding, their starting lineup: the senior Colette Logus, senior Bethany Warren, junior Lexi Eisenbrand, junior Jenna Donchi, and junior Drew Seglum. This team has done an outstanding job since Hayden Brown had a season-ending injury, as they picked up since that point and continued on. Bishop Garrigan in the gold uniforms, the black Garrigan on the front, black numerals front and back with the black stripe down the sides. Forest City in the home white uniforms, red Forest City on the front, and those light red or pink numerals on the front and back of the uniforms. Officials for tonight: Garrett Wirtz, Justin Meyer, and Travis Berkey. Ball's in the air at midcourt. Eastman taps it. Ball deflects sideways and is picked up by Alish. It's near the boundary, and Alish saves from going out of bounds as we are underway from Forest City High School. Golden Bears move left to right on the radio dial. This Bishop Garrigan offense, 64.5 points per game, number 1 in the conference. Bartolo hesitation dribble and gets it out to Tigas. Driving down the lane, powering against Seglum, and that'll be a tie-up. Great hands by Drew Seglum on that early tie-up. Possession towards Forest City.
Just a few seconds in and already a tie-up. What a good job job these teams have done defensively to get here, but they can't seem to stop each other. We're both expecting a high-scoring affair.
Indians scoring just under 62 points per game on the season. Garrigan only allowing 39 points, but this could be a game like Friday night against North Union where it was a high-powered affair. Here's Eisenbrand working inside, or make the Donchi working inside. Missed the shot off the front of the rim, and Takis comes out with the basketball for Bishop Garrigan. Golden Bears moving towards the bucket on the right side. No score between the Golden Bears and Forest City Indians. Indians have won their last 2 games against Bishop Garrigan. Prior to that, Garrigan had won 9 in a row. Overall, Bishop Garrigan 13-8 against the Indians dating back to 2014 as Bartolo cans an early 3-point ball.
Well, that 3-point shot was at least 4 feet behind the arc. Emmy Bartolo, if she's open, she will shoot from anywhere. Little Caitlin Clark syndrome.
Yeah, big game player, and tonight's a big game. Here's a quick drive down the floor by Eisenbrand and a foul by the Golden Bears. Eisenbrand will trek down to the line for 2 shots, and that was one thing Forest City did very well in the first matchup. Good transition basketball, pushing the pace, getting up and down the floor. Bishop Garrigan's got to be ready, especially after the made buckets where Forest City can't catch you off guard.
Yeah, go back to that Bartolo 3-pointer, Tyler. We've seen her pull up from all kinds of things. Not necessarily the logo on this court here in Forest City, but does not hesitate to shoot 5 feet behind the line. If there's no one on her, she is confident and she drains those more often than not.
Well, Bishop Garrigan only made 2 free pointers against North Union. They were 2 for 15, so that early free by Bartolo was a welcome sign. Both free throws good, and Eisenbrand cashes them in to make the score 3-2. Bishop Garrigan on top of Forest City. Bartolo the drive, the floater, and the score. Took it right down that red painted area here at the Forest City Gymnasium, and Bishop Garrigan picks up here against Eisenbrand in the backcourt. Eisenbrand bursting ahead, got past everyone, deals outside to Warren, edge of the 3-point line. Top of the arc towards Logus. The dangerous shooter for Forest City is Logus. Whips it over to the right. She'll find Donchi. The impressive center bounces it into the lane to Warren. Wanted the give and go. Garrigan covered it up. Now back outside to Eisenbrand. Dribbles right side. Eisenbrand hooks it inside. Working for Donchi. Donchi over Eastman. Donchi off glass, and she scored. That pivot towards the right.
Well, talk about patient offense. Just working around. They wanted to get that inside pass. The Bears defended it well, and Forest City patiently just keeps working that ball around. Good offense.
Here's Bartolo pulling for a deep 3. That one rims out. Montag there for the offensive board, but Donchi knocks it down to the floor. The players grapple for the basketball, and that'll be a tie-up. Possession arrow towards Bishop Garrigan, but that was Montag's ball by all rights, and Donchi had the hustle play there to force the tie-up.
Yeah, another tie-up, second one of this game. The referee's going to let them sort this out on the floor. That's good to see. Montag was skied for it, but Donchi tough.
Bounce pass into the lane, and it's taken away by Forest City as Seglum comes out of it and gets it up to Eisenbrand. Bounce fast, front it to Donchi. Donchi running the floor, and Donchi scoring. Forest City has their first lead, 6-5.
Boy, they do run the floor very well. Both coaches talked about that in the pregame. You asked the question, Tyler. It is possible it's a track meet.
Montag dribbles on the right wing, hands it off to Takis coming around the other direction. Into the right corner to Bartolo, feeling it for free, and that one's up the front of the cup. Deflection to the foul line to Warren on the Forest City rebound. Donchi screens and Warren outlets down the floor to Logus. The Forest City senior barrels inside, passing the lane, knocked away by Eastman. Picked up by Donchi though for the Indians. Stays back, shoots over Eastman, drew the foul, she put it down. Boy, is Donchi already causing problems for the Golden Bears, much as she did in the first matchup. She'll try for a 3-point play.
Boy, that is, she gets the most improved player award from year to this year. We have seen her do some incredible things on the basketball floor. I remember her very well from last year. She was the one called upon to stop the post, and she's just a much improved player this year down on the low post.
Donchi averaging 9.4 points per game, 8.3 rebounds. Missed on the free throw, though. Ball tapped out of bounds, and that one off the hands of Eastman. Bethany Warren made a little contact into Eastman that time, and Eastman was unable to control that rebound.
Yeah, Eastman had the inside position, but Warren goes up. You know, those referees are going to let people fight for those rebounds. They've shown that thus far.
Bounce pass in the lane to Seglum. Now comes out to Logus. Arcs up the catch and shoot 3. That ball off the rim. It deadens. Donchi off the board for Forest City, and she'll bounce it outside to Seglum. Forest City had a plus 10 rebounding advantage last time these teams matched up. Shot from the left side, no. Donchi from the lane. That shot got partially blocked. Takis picks up the loose basketball off the floor, and Bishop Garrigan dodges 3 Forest City opportunities.
Yeah, big rebounding by Forest City. The Bears need to clean that up. They didn't score, but that's not a good sign if that continues.
8-5 Indians, 5:02 on the clock in quarter number 1. Alston to the cutting Eastman. It's a little out of her reach and out of bounds. Back to Forest City. Blanketing Graceland Eastman will be a priority for head coach Matt Erpelding and his team. Eastman, of course, had the 40-point game against North Union Friday night, making 17 out of 23 shots and 6 of 8 from the foul line. But against Forest City, her past 2 games, 6 points and 5 points respectively. That January game, Easton made only 14 shots on the field. Outlet down the floor, Warren kept it away from Montag, who nearly had the steal for the Golden Bears. Passes right side to Seglum. 4:50 on the clock. One dribble off the hardwood by Seglum, and then whips the pass near side to Logos on the wing. Guarded tightly by Bartolo. Logos around to the right, gets the Donchi screen, steps back, free on the way, missed it left. Fight for the rebound, and Montag gets it ahead of Warren.
Well, Montag doing a great job hustling for that board.
Outlets down the floor to Nielsen. Nielsen leaking out, missed the shot. Eastman cleanup. Eastman putback won't go. And rebound brought down by Donchi amongst the trees.
Oh, I was almost counting that 2 points by Eastman. She scored 30-some the other night. She looked like a bunny, but it just bounced out.
And the new career high 40 for Eastman against North Union, and Garrigan needed every single one of those in that 3-point win at North Union. Seglum top of the arc, faked the shot, faked a little too hard as she took that step before she put it on the hardwood. That'll be a travel on the Indians.
Yeah, that was one of those where the referee has to kind of take a mental snapshot of that and say, oh yeah, she did move that foot before she started towards the basket. Late call, but an accurate one by the official. Garrigan takes it out of bounds in front of the Forest City crowd.
That's one of those, did I see what I thought I saw plays? Yep, I sure did. I got to call that. 4:11 on the clock. Bartolo lobs it into the cutting Eastman, rolling to the bucket, dropped it, picked it up, powers it up, and put it in. Eastman staying with that play, stayed calm when that ball got down to the hardwood. Then Forest City threw it away in the backcourt. The pressuring defense by Olish caused that turnover.
Yeah, Olish was just sneaky there. She was coming up. They heard the pitter-patter of her feet, and they threw the ball away. Garrigan gets another chance, down by 1.
And we have 4:01 on the clock, halfway through the first. Montag, the inbounder, gets to Bartolo, who caught it off the shoulder of Eisenbrand pretty much. Bartolo dribbles at the logo at half court. Garrigan just under 17 assists per game. As Bartolo looks inside for Eastman, that pass intercepted though by Donchi, clogging up that passing lane and keeping it away from Eastman early. Indians find Seglum in the right corner, 3:44 on the clock. Seglum against Nielsen, works towards the paint, uses the off arm, goes up and under. Nielsen trying to stay in front. Tough shot off glass, no. Warren cleanup. The putback won't go. Donchi third opportunity, and she'll kick it back outside to Seglum. Seglum steps in, mid-range 2 on the way, and she swishes it.
Wow, I've heard Coach Erpelding for Forest City say they don't specifically work on rebounding, but he's going to have a hard time convincing me of that right now because they are dominating those boards.
Forest City is averaging a mind-melting 15 offensive rebounds per game, and they probably already have 5 or 6 against Bishop Garrigan in this first quarter.
I should correct myself. He doesn't spend a lot of time on technique. He just says, go get the ball, according to him.
It's a hustle play as Bartolo back cuts, catches the pass, passes corner to Montag. Montag arcs up the 3. It's off back iron. Long rebound. It's off a foot, and it rolls right to Bartolo. Bartolo from way downtown hits the 3 off glass, and it won't go. Eastman tracks on the rebound, and Garrigan gives Forest City some of their own medicine, but Eastman throws it away as Logos picks it. Logos on the accelerator, kicks it out right wing to Eisenbrand. Down the paint, the C's part, and Eisenbrand missed on the layup. Nielsen hugs the rebound for Bishop Garrigan.
Well, that'll frustrate Eisenbrand. Beautiful move, didn't get the bucket. Here comes Nielsen.
10-7 Forest City. Nielsen's the left block to Eastman. Eastman shooting through contact. She banked it in, and she drew the foul. How did Eastman get that one to go? It's a 10-9 ball game. That chance to tie it for Graceland Eastman.
Great body control. She had a defender on her left hip, and she kind of shot it with her right hand, a little bit of a baby hook, and a beautiful conversion for Eastman there to maintain body control. Now the referee's going to stop the time, make sure things are correct.
I think they were looking at the clock there for a second. 2:35 on the clock, and Eastman shooting for a chance at a 3-point play. Well, that does answer the question of how she scored it, but what a great couple of games for Eastman as she missed on the foul shot, and Donchi reels in the rebound.
Olish was spying that pass. She almost got another steal.
2:30 on the clock, 10-9 Forest City, quarter number 1. Seglum right across the foul line, finds the elbow, 15-footer on the way. That one's line drive. Olish had the rebound, but it's in and out of her hands into Eisenbrand. Now Donchi deep in the post, had the ball peeled out by Nielsen, but right to Warren for Forest City as Garrigan nearly had a steal. Seglum works on the right wing with 2:15 on the clock. Hand off to Logos, she got loose off the screen. Logos a little bit strong on the free ball, but again a box up by Forest City. The putback won't go, but a foul on Bishop Garrigan. Forest City still grappling inside for those loose basketballs as Donchi will head to the free throw line once again. Another offensive board for the Indians with 2:07 left in the first quarter, and the first foul on Nielsen.
Boy, Colette Logos came off a screen and was wide open for that 3-pointer. She took a long look at it, set her feet, and then she missed it. Sometimes shooters, if they don't shoot in rhythm, it's less likely they make it. But you can miss shots if Donchi's going to rebound like that, and she is working hard on the glass.
That first ball deadens on the rim and drops through for Donchi to make it 11-9. The one big struggle area for Forest City this year has been free throw shooting, as the team just 51% from the 51.6% from the charity stripe. Donchi under 39%, but she made both of them, both off deflections, and it's 12-9 Forest City.
You know, both these teams have played so much this season. Basketball's a long one. I don't think any fatigue is going to be a factor here, but it is worth noting this has been a pretty fast pace, and neither team's subbing very much.
It's a leave it all on the court type of evening here from Forest City. Eastman prancing inside, got to the rack and scored it.
That's a great drive by Eastman. She just took it all the way in. No one helped down to stop her, so she'll take it all the way. Thank you.
Hey, you know what? You can work that dribble, too. If you can't get it to her down on the low post, and it's tough down there if Donchi, have her catch it a little bit out high and have her drive downhill to the bucket. Donchi got inside, scores easily over Hoagland. Had the size mismatch to make it 14-11.
Boy, same thing on the other end. Post just takes it all the way, wide open, no help defense. Easy score.
Olish on the left side, crosses over for Garrigan against Seglum. Spins around, got the ball to Eastman. Upper hands right back to Olish. Olish down the lane, kicks out to Hoagland. Right corner tray, and Hoagland a bit too strong. Eastman there fighting for the offensive board, but it's taken away by Colette Logus. Logus outlets, has a player wide open. Eyes the brain to the bucket. Missed on the point blanker. Got her miss back, adjust left side. She missed everything, and Hoagland secures the rebound. Golden Bears dodged it. Should have been an easy two for Forest City, but then they threw it away. Bartolo tried to throw a half-court pass. Olish got maybe run into there by Donchi, but they let that one go. The lob inside to Donchi, catches off the head of Nielsen, missed on the point blanker. She follows and drew the foul. Forest City's missing a lot of their first opportunities, but boy, every time they miss, they are absolutely scrapping to stay with that loose basketball.
Yeah, I tell you, these girls are frustrated with themselves. They're missing so many point-blank shots, but they're getting those offensive rebounds. As long as they keep making free throws, I guess not much is hurt, but Eisenbrand's missed at least 3 right at the hoop, and they are running the floor really well. Good ball handling by the Forest City Indians.
First free throw on the way, and that shot is good. Donchi now 11 points, and we're not even done with the first quarter. 15-11 Forest City. When these teams last matched up, it was a big shooting night for the Indians. Back on January 7th, that 69-64 Forest City win. Indians shot 55% from the field that game compared to just 36 for Bishop Garrigan. As checking the ball game for Forest City, Stella LaCour, the junior.
Good rest being had on the Garrigan bench by Montag and Tigas. They're going to be fresh when they come in.
Second free throw misses, and Nielsen lassos the rebound for the Golden Bears. 47 seconds left in the first quarter. 15-11 Forest City. Indians trying to stay perfect in the top of Iowa West and end Bishop Garrigan's 5-year conference win streak. 5 conference titles in a row for the Golden Bears as Hoagland bouncing the pass over towards Eastman. 20 on the shot clock, 33 in the game clock. Crowd getting into it. Eastman had that pass taken away by Donchi. Outlets towards Logus. Runs the floor. Out of control. Missed everything. And Eastman there for the rebound. Eastman outlets to Olish and sailed it over her head. Gary the Bear makes the catch along the baseline, but that doesn't count for Bishop Garrigan. That is out of bounds and back to Forest City.
2 teams trying to make the other team pay with a look over the top. Both of them couldn't convert. These teams are just going to trade baskets. Someone needs to hit a big shot here either way because this momentum is just hanging in the balance here in this gym. Someone's just waiting to snatch it here at the end of the first.
Donchi takes a seat on the bench, and Bishop Garrigan says, thank goodness. Brennan Geeson into the ballgame with 20 seconds left in the quarter, and it's 15-11 Forest City. Indians control the basketball right now. Logus across the red FC logo at midcourt, comes left to Warren. Warren hands the ball off to Seglum on the wing. 8 on the game clock. Seglum lobs it in the corner to Logus. Logus from the short corner, that's a long 2, and she swished it. 17-11 Indians, and the first quarter is over. Forest City pulls away late, behind 11 points by Donchi. They have a 6-point lead over Bishop Garrigan, moving to quarter number 2 on Hometown Radio KLGA and at the Algona Radio YouTube live stream.
When you need cash on the go, there's no need to pay a surcharge fee with MoneyPass. Iowa State Bank is proud to be part of the MoneyPass network of surcharge-free ATMs found nationwide. Look for the green and blue MoneyPass symbol on over 32,000 ATMs across the nation. Or find an ATM near your vacation spot or travel destination at MoneyPass.com. MoneyPass, another way that Iowa State Bank helps people succeed. Member FDIC.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio, brought to you by these fine sports club members.
Central Financial Group, where you belong.
Down to Earth Tree Service, your local Algona tree service.
Styles Salon, your salon in Algona. Create yourself.
Farm and Home Services. View their listings at farmhomeservices.com.
Holmes Animal Clinic, animals large and small. They love them all.
Dance Connection and Tumbling by Michelle. Passionate about teaching, creative about dance. Visit their studio or danceconnectionbymichelle.com.
All bringing you this ball game.
Hey Golden Bear fans, this is Grayson Eastman, and you're listening to Bishop Garrigan Basketball on KLGA.
Forest City 17, Bishop Garrigan 11. Here in Forest City, Iowa, as the Indians have the possession to begin the second quarter. Seglum lobs inside to Warren, and the ball snatched out of the sky by Eastman. That rainbow pass didn't land in its intended target. Golden Bears forced the early turnovers. The teams have gone back and forth with pace, but also back and forth for turnovers. Bartolo sidesteps and finds Montag on the left wing. in between the circles to Bartolo. The pep band making noise for Forest City. Bartolo on the blow by, got to the rack and scored it. She got a step that time against LaCour.
That's 4 points off that quick step by Bartolo where she drives the lane. She can keep going to that well, I think, because they're not looking to help off of Eastman.
Bartolo 7 points so far. She's been extremely aggressive so far tonight. Baseline cut by LaCour. Gets it into the short corner to Warren, guarded by the smaller Montag. Warren foul line extended right side. Gets it out to LaCour. LaCour possibly traveled there, but got away with it. Pass into Warren. Warren cutting to the bucket and scoring. The great movement found the ball continues by Forest City.
Well, her feet might have been a problem, but her hands made a beautiful pass to a cutter down the lane.
Eastman high post finds Tigas barreling her way downhill. A foul on the floor. Tigas put that shot in, which was a nice shot, but that was well after the foul, so it won't count. Foul number 1 against the Indians this quarter.
And Tigas, another player like Bartolo with an incredibly quick first step, and they got to grab that arm to keep her from scoring easily.
Bartolo pivoting along the baseline. We'll get it into Tigas before the 5-second count. Tigas driving downhill, got right by Seglum and scored it. Golden Bears using that speed to their advantage. And boy, does Tigas have some track speed. You folks will see that in the spring, I guarantee you that. But in the meantime, 19-15 in favor of Forest City.
Yeah, 2 easy drives to the basket. That's going to force Forest City to decide whether they want to help down and stop that drive.
The spin move by Seglum, drives right side. Shot no good as Eastman stayed in front, and Tigas lassos the rebound. She'll shovel it to Emmy Bartolo. Forest City trying to win their first conference title in the top of Iowa West since the 2016-2017 season as Bartolo kicks the corner to Montag. Wide open for a 3, and Montag a bit too strong. That ball deflects over the backboard. That probably should have been out of bounds. Seglum trying to rip it away, and that is going to be a tie-up. Possession arrow towards Bishop Garrigan.
Yeah, another tie-up, you know. It's the 4th time tonight where the officials are just going to let people grab at that ball, and it almost always results in a tie-up. You know, if you're official, you kind of have a choice there. You either call a foul whenever she wraps that ball up, or it's going to be a tie-up.
19-15 Forest City. Bishop Garrigan ball, 6:27 left in the second quarter. Bartolo surveys the defense. Eastman popping open near the foul line. Logus almost on the knockaway. Eastman put it on the floor, and Logus steals off the dribble. Logus weaves towards the right. Allich does a great job staying in front as Logus passes the foul line to Geeson. Geeson jumper is up and good. 21-15 Indians.
Just a 6-point lead here. Bartolo with the ball. See if she goes for that drive. It's wide open to the right.
Maybe had a window there, but Eisenbrand's pestering her up top, and Bartolo having trouble keeping that ball away from her. Bartolo got Eisenbrand to fall down, foul line jumper, and she banked it in. The ankle Grim Reaper, Emmy Bartolo just took one right there.
Oh, the crowd loves the ankle breakers.
21-17 with 5:50 left in the second quarter. Forest City's lead down to 4 points right now as Bartolo already has 9. She's averaging 9.2 per game. Eisenbrand feeds Donchi middle of the lane, and that'll be an easy lay-in.
Well, it was Eastman the other night scoring over 30. You got the feeling that this might be Emmy Bartolo's night. Doesn't look like anyone can stop her. Here she goes again.
Bartolo, the hesitation dribble, the kick to the corner to Montag. Hard head fake, but not fooled was Eisenbrand. Montag back into Eastman. Off her hands, but she picks it back up. Eastman under the bucket towards Tigas, banging inside. Shot off blocked, but a foul called from the official on the backside, and 2 free throws for Tigas.
That was a nice pass to Tigas from Eastman, who was in the short corner there. Tigas getting position.
And she will trek to the free throw line where she's shooting 58.6% so far in the season. 23-17 in favor of Forest City.
Yeah, that was on Eisenbrand, which is kind of a big call. She's the one that looked like she got all ball from behind. I thought they might give that foul to Donchi, who had the position in the front, and that would have been you don't want to get Donchi in foul trouble if you're Forest City. She is crucial.
She's been giving the Bishop Garrigan Golden Bears fits tonight as Tigas missed on the second one, and Donchi able to rip the rebound away from Allich.
There we go. Allich was getting right in on that rebound. She knows that, hey, these referees are letting us scrap for those.
Allich nodding her head and talking on defense as Eisenbrand dribbles towards the right, gets it into Donchi deep in the post, now along the baseline. Bounce pass corner to a wide open Geeson. Arcs with a 3, and she splashed it.
Boy, Geeson, a surprise for me. She's hit 2 beautiful high-arching shots. Good-looking shot by Geeson. They're scoring everywhere. Usually it's been just Logus hitting those beauties.
Here's Bartolo on the drive, feeds it into Eastman. A great find, and Eastman draws the foul. Well, that wasn't 2 points for Bartolo, but that could certainly account for 2 points because that was a beautiful pass to Eastman.
Yep, an easy up strong by Eastman. She draws the foul.
Eastman back to the free throw stripe. 6 points so far for Eastman. First personal foul on Donchi for Forest City, and the third team foul. 4:50 left in the quarter as Eastman converts on the free throw, and it's 26-18 Indians.
No fouls here on the Bears yet. They're doing a good job of not getting themselves in foul trouble.
Bishop Garrigan at the stripe this season, 63.2%, and Eastman 2 for 2, really locking into the free throw line as it's 25-19. I think they changed that Geeson three-pointer to 2. They said that she had her foot on the line, so that is no longer a 3. It's a 2. 25-19 the score. In the lane, Isabrand, and she double dribbled. Unforced error by Forest City as the Indians turn the basketball over.
She was too wide open. She got so wide open, she thought, oh, this is easy, and then just touched it with 2 hands before she shot.
Yeah, she was going to shoot it then. I'm so wide open, should I dribble in a little closer to the bucket? But nope, that was the second dribble there, and Forest City does turn it over.
You know, sometimes thinking is your biggest enemy in basketball. If you take time to think, things go awry.
On these teams' last matchup, that was one area Bishop Garrigan did have the advantage, 19-11. As far as turnovers are concerned, Eastman on the right block, working against Donchi, out to the top to Bartolo. Hand in the face by Geeson. Bartolo drives and deals to take his left wing, dribbles across the foul line and gives to Alish. Alish lowering the shoulder, getting downhill. Shot got bothered by Warren. Forest City using some length there to stop the drive of Alish. Indians come the other way with Isabrand. Left of the paint, down to the baseline, blew a tire, picked the ball back up. And there's a fight for the ball, and that is going to be another tie-up.
Oh, another tie-up. Wow. She went to the floor. She did a good job of keeping her feet so she didn't travel. That tie-up stays with Forest City.
Coach Schwab really emphasizing the pregame for Bishop Garrigan, getting all the 50-50 balls, and boy, it's been a war for the 50-50 balls tonight.
Yeah, both coaches, I thought, had opportunities to try to use timeouts to preserve the possession, but they don't want to use them. Both coaches hanging on all 5 timeouts.
Those may be important later in the game, I have a feeling, as Geeson passes corner pocket to Isabrand on the left side. Isabrand just under 8 points per game for Forest City. Into lane Donchi, great position, left block, and she lays it in.
Well, Tyler, more than any other team we've watched all season, this Forest City team really knows to make that short corner pass back into the lane. Their players know how to position. You got to have hats off to them there.
Yeah, they're a very functional offense, very meticulous for Coach Erpelding, and excellent ball movement as there's the crossover by Alish, deals out to Roffler on the left wing. Roffler cues up the tray, deadens off the back of the cup, and Donchi tips the rebound to herself. And Donchi tried to pass it away. Eastman tipped it to herself and stole it. Found Takis along the baseline, who brings it back out beyond the perimeter. Eastman looking in. She wants to work the dribble into the paint. Underneath to Takis. The high-low look for Garrigan. Takis hits out at the bottom of the glass, though, on the shot. Trying to fight back and get her miss. Ball rolls out of bounds, and the Indians touched it last. Logus had a hand on it.
Oh, that is a battle there down low. Takis missed the early shot. Lots of contact for that rebound. That battle is going to get more intense as the game goes on, but you can clearly see both coaches have stress getting that rebound because they are fighting in there.
27-19 Indians. The question still remains, how will the Golden Bears slow down Donchi, who has 15 points already for Forest City? Bartolo passes short corner to Takis. 15 on the shot clock. Now back to Bartolo from way downtown. In and out on the free ball. It swirled around the rack. And then Geeson got tripped up. That'll be a foul going against the Golden Bears, their first of the quarter.
Yeah, that battle continues. Takis was the closest person. And I think Coach Schwab has said, hey, you got to battle for every rebound. Just because they have it in their hands doesn't mean it's not ours yet, because they are going for it until either get a tie-up, or in that case, Madeline Takis got a little arm, foul called.
First personal foul on Takis. 2:55 left in the first half as Forest City leads Bishop Garrigan 27-19. Indians took their first loss of the season 1 week ago against Class 4A number 9 ranked Waverly Shell Rock, a 49-40 game. They've won every other game besides that one. Here is Geeson working the baseline. Geeson floats it up, and that ball settles into the cup.
Oh, she's having a whale of a quarter. Forest City just does a great job of not forcing things. If their first option's not there, they just move right along to their next options. Here comes Bartolo. She's been great this game.
10-point Indian lead. Garrigan looking for some momentum before the end of the half. Right elbow, Alish, that is, now out to Bartolo. Great defense by Isabrand. Bounce pass goes to Takis, edge of the paint. Takis faces the bucket, deals outside to Alish, deep on the left wing. 13 on the shot clock. Alish will shoot here, but a timeout by Coach Schwab beforehand. A 60-second timeout called by Bishop Garrigan, so we'll take a timeout as well. 2:13 left in the half, and Forest City up 29-19 on Hometown Radio, KLGA.
For over 40 years, Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports Surgeons have maintained one mission: to provide excellence in orthopedic care. Their team of 9 physicians offers specialized care in everything from arthroscopic same-day surgery to joint replacement, as well as hand and foot surgery, and have an orthopedic surgeon on call 24/7. Healthcare isn't about appointments, it's about taking care of people, and that's their specialty. Visit Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports Surgeons on the web at nwiabone.com.
Thank you to these sports club members bringing you this game.
Runkey Brothers Full Service. Experience the Runkey Brothers difference for all your auto service and repair needs.
Nutrient Ag Solutions of Irvington and Laverne for all your crop input needs.
Erpelding Void & Company CPAs. They're not just about taxes.
Hy-Vee. Use the Fuel Saver card. Fill your cart, fuel your car.
North Iowa Appliance Center, Highway 18 East in Algona, where they sell the best and service the rest.
Erpelding Excavating Enterprises. Let them take care of your grading, excavating, and drainage needs.
All bringing you this ball game.
Hey Golden Bear fans, this is Madeline Tiggis. You're listening to Bishop Garrigan Basketball on KLGA.
Forest City 29, Bishop Garrigan 19, and a very important final 2:13 of this first half for the Golden Bears as they throw it into the backcourt. Eisenbrand steals it, goes to the bucket, missed on the layup. Right there's Locust, missed on the follow though. Oh my goodness, 2 point-blank misses for the Indians.
Wow, the entire Forest City crowd is pulling their hair out if they've got it. That was 2 missed layups. You can't account for that. I think Coach Erpeling's going for the licorice.
2 absolutely golden opportunities. As we know, Coach Erpeling keeps some licorice in that suit pocket of his jacket. Tiggis driving downhill, steps around Donchi, got to the rack and missed the shot. It went everywhere except down, and the score stays 29-19. A great move, though, by Tiggis. Now Geeson leaks out. Geeson from the left side lays it in. 8 points off the bench, and it's 31-19.
Well, the missed shot bug has bit everybody except Geeson, apparently, this quarter. She is swishing everything.
1:30 left in the first half. Boy, does this feel like an important possession for Garrigan. The baseline cut by Montag. Montag flips it into Eastman, makes the catch, drives in and scores.
Oh, what a nice pass by Montag. She's a lefty, and she knew she wasn't going to be able to make that shot, but she sold it to the defense and then was able to find an open Eastman.
Locust on the left side. Garrigan's held her to 2 points in the first half, in spite of her coming in averaging 15 per game, but has been Donchi so far, 15 to lead the Indians. Locust getting on track of a 3-point ball, and that is money. Right on cue, she swishes around to the left side.
I thought that ball was going to hit this ceiling. That thing was so high. Forget rainbow. That was the St. Louis Arch.
I think they're actually wiping down that side of the floor after some raindrops came in following that shot. Eastman to the left side, missed on the layup. It was highly contested, and Donchi reels in the rebound. 34-21 Indians. They're pulling away here at the end of the half. Warren in the short corner right side. Back into Donchi. Donchi got flash and she scores it. In, out, then back into the paint. 36-21.
Just very good reaction. Garrigan, is helping them out by missing a couple shots. Eastman's missed a couple. Everyone's missed a couple. The shots just aren't falling. And everybody will tell you, boy, you look really good when the shot's going in. And if they're not, that's Garrigan right now.
Bishop Garrigan says, let's take the final shot of the first half, but they've got to protect the ball to do that. Alish works right around the arc. She crosses over, enters the lane, runner by Alish, up and good.
Boy, that's what they needed. Needed to get a little Sasha Alish going there. Good drive by Sasha.
Time for Forest City, 7 seconds. Here's Eisenbrand, working the dribble across the foul line, finds the trailing Donchi top of the arc. 3 seconds. Locust, a deep tray, and it's an air ball at the horn. That brings an end to the second quarter, but Forest City in a great spot right now. The Indians trying to sweep the season series over the Golden Bears, right now leading 36-23 on Hometown Radio KLGA and at the Algona Radio YouTube live stream.
Thank you to these sports club members bringing you this game on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Good Samaritan Society, Algona's senior housing and services rooted in God's love.
Feed Mill Coffee Company, Algona's locally owned coffee shop.
Tangle Salon for all your cuts, colors, hair extensions, and massage therapy needs.
Schindler Lawn Care and Landscaping, 515-320-3840.
All bringing you this ball game.
Thank you to these sports club members bringing you this game.
Runkey Brothers Full Service. Experience the Runkey Brothers difference for all your auto service and repair needs.
Nutrient Ag Solutions of Irvington and Laverne for all your crop input needs.
Erpelding Voigt and Company CPAs. They're not just about taxes.
Hy-Vee. Use the Fuel Saver card. Fill your cart, fuel your car.
North Iowa Appliance Center, Highway 18 East in Algona, where they sell the best and service the rest.
Erpelding Excavating Enterprises. Let them take care of your grading, excavating, and drainage needs.
All bringing you this ball game.
As we come back to Forest City High School, score right now, Forest City 36, Bishop Garrigan 23 on Hometown Radio KLGA. Joining us to preview the boys basketball game is Bishop Garrigan head coach Mark Meister. Coach, we appreciate you stopping by here at halftime. Obviously, Golden Bears on a bit of a roll right now. You guys picked up a win on Friday night over North Union without Michael Joyce in the starting lineup. So what did you feel it said about your guys to be able to move on and have other guys step up without your leading scorer in the lineup that night?
That was phenomenal. That was a fun game for us to be able to, find out a few hours before the game that he can't play. I thought defensively we did a great job rotating. We played that new defense for about 4 possessions. I'm pretty sure they were confused as to what it was. Got 3 or 4 stops on it, and then we went to man to close it out. So the boys did a good job kind of holding pat with it because it was kind of a back-and-forth game. And, without Mike in there, you're lacking some of that experience. I thought everybody stepped up. Obviously, Tate Furch, a heck of a game. That was amazing out of him.
Yeah, Tate Furch had a really good game against North Union Friday night. Now we'll try to do the same tonight against Forest City. And obviously this is a big stage for both teams. Both teams right now 12-1 on the top of Iowa West. So a potential conference-altering game here as the season winds down. How do you get guys mentally ready and in the right headspace for what should be a playoff-type atmosphere tonight?
Well, it goes back quite a ways for us. After we had lost that other game, we looked at the schedule and said our goal has to be to come in here on the winning streak that we're on right now. So we've kind of been thinking about it the whole time. And that's exactly what we talked about. We were saying this is going to be a tournament-like atmosphere. Can we win these games leading up to it and consider this, the game that we need? So last time I thought they pushed us off our spot, running that triangle and 2 way too much. So we obviously worked on that quite a bit. And kind of like the girls' game's going right now, we got outglassed bad. I think it was 11, 12, 13, somewhere in there, and that's usually not us. I mean, if we get beat, it's barely, or we're beating teams by 10 or 15 on the glass. So those are kind of the areas we talked about quite a bit.
Well, Coach, getting in a good flow offensively tonight is going to be important for the Golden Bears. Like you mentioned, they played a lot of triangle and 2 last time. So how do you get in a good offensive rhythm against that look when they bring it back out tonight?
Well, those guys have to understand it's just man. The difference in that triangle and 2 is that second defender more than likely is going to run at you. So you have to make that decision. You can't pick the ball up too soon. You can't think you're getting all the way to the rim, with that other guy sliding over. So talking with other players about diving, getting to the high post, once you pass, not standing when Mike or Carter do something because that extra defender's running at them. He's not running at our off guys. So our off guys need to be able to get to the paint. Don't always settle for shots. Those shots are going to be there. There will be easy shots to take, but if it's not going your way, make sure you're getting to the paint.
And Coach, Forest City's a team, but they don't necessarily have one superstar scorer you can key in on. It's kind of a 1 through 5 type of lineup where it's pretty balanced for them. So defensively, when you're going up against a team like that, what are some keys tonight?
Well, that's the tough thing about it. They don't really have anybody we're going to be able to leave alone or do anything different with. So we've got, a few different keys, face guard this guy, take this guy out of running the offense, maybe running some double team here and there. Obviously, our zones we like to run and trap out of. So we're going to have to try and mix and match. Kind of like the other night at North Union, I kind of felt uncomfortable again and waited, and then we did it and we went on a run. So maybe tonight I just got to go to it early and, see if we execute it instead of sitting on it, and then we do it and it works. So that's probably bad coaching there. Well, there's my hot take for the night.
Well, Coach, certainly one thing the team did well on Friday night against North Union, and certainly last time they played Forest City, is guys besides Schwab and Joyce had to step up and make shots. We saw a lot of Tate Furch. Really, both those games had a big shot against Forest City the first time. We saw a lot of Drew Muller the first time against Forest City. So, I guess those role players especially, how big is their confidence tonight knowing that it's going to be a big game? They might have to take crucial shots in close games. Where's their confidence at with that?
Well, those 3 guys, also including Trayton Sink. Trayton Sink last game against these guys had 4 or 5 and was slashing, cutting. I think had 3 assists or 3 rebounds somewhere in there. Kind of stuff the stat sheet. So those guys have to know where those opportunities are. We talked about it yesterday. We're going to go in the locker room here right now and rewatch film and talk where the areas are at for those guys. And it's a broken record. We talk about it all the time. It's gonna take a team to go, and you guys all have to be comfortable taking shots and making plays and living with the results if they don't go your way that night.
Well, Coach, we could talk about this game all night long, but we'll wrap up here. What's the final message to the guys or final key you're going to give them before the game tips off tonight?
Well, confidence in switching the defense, dealing with that triangle and 2, not getting so spread out, and then much like the girls, we must win the glass. We cannot watch them rebound.
Coach, we're looking forward to tonight's game. Best of luck, and thanks for stopping by.
All right, thank you.
That's Bishop Garrigan boys basketball coach Mark Meister joining us on Hometown Radio KLGA. We'll take another timeout and bring you the girls' second half after these messages.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio, brought to you by these fine sports club members.
American Glass. For all your glass needs, think American.
Farm Bureau Financial Agents Dave Beisch, Daniel Foth, and Michael Toll.
Chemco Tires. They're all you need to know about tires and service.
Wykert Realtors, the 515 Agency, a fresh approach to real estate.
Grassmasters. Growing satisfied customers.
Iowa Lakes Community College, your community, your college.
Glenn's Green Thumb. From a small seed, something beautiful will grow.
All bringing you this game on the radio. Thank you to these sports club members bringing you this game.
Runkey Brothers Full Service. Experience the Runkey Brothers difference for all your auto service and repair needs.
Nutrient Ag Solutions of Irvington and Laverne for all your crop input needs.
Erpelding Voigt and Company CPAs. They're not just about taxes.
Hy-Vee. Use the Fuel Saver card. Fill your cart, fuel your car.
North Iowa Appliance Center, Highway 18 East in Algona, where they sell the best and service the rest.
Erpelding Excavating Enterprises. Let them take care of your grading, excavating, and drainage needs.
All bringing you this ball game.
Where you bank matters. Hi, I'm Sherry Bankin at Security State Bank, and we're relationship bankers. We get to know our customers and understand their financial needs. We're locally owned and operated, which means family, community, and service always comes first. So come to Security State Bank. We'll treat you like family. Security State Bank in Algona, Burt, and Laverne. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Security State Bank.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio, brought to you by these fine sports club members.
Central Financial Group, where you belong.
Down to Earth Tree Service, your local Algona Tree Service.
Styles Salon, your salon in Algona. Create yourself.
Farm and Home Services. View their listings at farmhomeservices.com.
Holmes Animal Clinic, animals large and small. They love them all.
Dance Connection and Tumbling by Michelle. Passionate about teaching, creative about dance. Visit their studio or danceconnectionbymichelle.com.
All bringing you this ball game.
It's a festive atmosphere here at Forest City High School. Unless you're a Bishop Garrigan fan, that's a very tense atmosphere. Right now, the Golden Bears in real danger of going down again to the Indians. 36-23 the score at halftime. Last time the Indians swept the Golden Bears in the season was during 2018. I'm Tyler Lance alongside Beanie Bodie. We'll give one big final thank you to Bishop Garrigan boys coach Mark Meister for stopping by, as that'll be another potential conference alternate game coming after this one. But in the meantime, Beanie, the Bishop Garrigan girls try to get back on track. That first half did not end well for Bishop Garrigan. As we talked about a lot, Golden Bears really got beaten on the glass very badly in that first half.
No, Forest City doing a fantastic job on the glass, but 13 points not insurmountable at all by the Golden Bears. They're clearly capable of scoring in bunches. They can shoot that three-point shot, and in this day and age, no one's really ever seems to be out of a basketball game. So I don't have any fear that they can shoot their way back into this game, but my question is, can they stop Forest City? Forest City has missed a lot of easy shots, and they're still up by 13 points. They seem to be just having their offense really clicking, especially their communication, knowing where each other is at. Very impressed by their interior passing, just like I was the last time I saw them. So the Garrigan defense, I'm sure, made some adjustments at halftime. They might go that 2-3 and just try to close out on Logus. We'll see what they do, but they're going to have to step up their defense if they're going to slow down this Forest City team that's on pace for nearly 80 points.
And that's the scary thing if you're a Bishop Garrigan fan. When these teams matched up last time and Forest City won 69-64, as a Bishop Garrigan fan, you'd say, well, there's no way they're going to shoot like that again. There's no way they'll be as hot as they were in that first matchup. And they're not, but they've gotten so many second chance opportunities, and Donchi has been such a headache inside for Bishop Garrigan. 17 points tonight, and I mean, she has been an unstoppable force for this Forest City team. We've talked a lot about Hayden Brown, their all-conference first team player from last year, being out for the season of an injury. And there's not necessarily one star in Forest City's team. It's a really well-balanced team. But Donchi has kind of taken the role of star tonight, and we've seen it up to this point.
Yeah, she is definitely earning the respect of the Garrigan Bear crowd. She's going toe-to-toe with Graceland Eastman and doing a good job making Graceland change her shots. Graceland has had a couple and-one situations go in, but Donchi's right there on her all the time, being a tough defender. And it looks like they're coming out in man-to-man against the Bears.
Well, Bishop Garrigan had a little success against man-to-man, just how quick their guards are, and some of the quicker guards going against bigger Forest City players maybe don't have quite the speed. So can Garrigan drive to the bucket and get some easy twos? Eastman curling around, spins towards the right side, lost the basketball. She and Seglum dive for it, and that'll be yet another tie-up. That was the theme of the first half, and Forest City gets possession.
Oh, Eastman had a great idea. She was doing a spin move, switching her dribble hands, and she was going to go back to the right, and it would have been an easy bucket, but that dribble just got away from her, and Seglum pounced on it.
Bishop Garrigan's defense will need a lot of one-and-dones here in the second half. Lob into Donchi, left-hander up and good. Once again, Donchi just rolling to the bucket that time and shooting over some smaller defenders. She has 19 points.
She made that look easy, just getting position. You know, it looks good.
The drive by Bartolo tried to thread to Eastman. It went off a shin, picked up by Logus for Forest City.
It looks good, but Donci's doing all that work before she gets the ball.
Logus runs the floor. Eastman recovered and blocked the shot. Looked like she committed to Logus, but then got back on Donci to stuff that shot.
That was a heck of a defensive play by Eastman. I thought Donci was wide open, but Eastman recovered.
That was a huge individual effort by Eastman. Here's Bartolo pulling the trigger on a three. That one's off the back of the cup. Eisenbrand has it, and Forest City has a ready-made fast break. But Bartolo got her hand in and deflected that ball out of bounds, and it went off the leg of Eisenbrand.
The Forest City crowd does not like that one. They're saying it went off the leg of Eisenbrand, and the Forest City crowd says, how's that possible? Because they knocked it out of our hands.
Bishop Garrigan has the basketball. Last time these teams matched up, Forest City had 4 of their 5 starters score at least 12 points. Stacia Alish had 19 for Garrigan, and Madeline Tigas and Emmy Bartolo had 13 apiece. Tonight, it's Eastman of 10, Bartolo of 9 for the Golden Bears as Montag feeds Eastman in the high post. Eastman tries to split defenders. That was maybe not the best idea, but she's going to get a foul out of it. Forest City could have nearly forced another tie up there, but they'll foul Eastman instead.
Yeah, Eastman's fortunate there. She was stumbling, bumbling, had 2 Indians grabbing at the ball, and she's going to get away with it. And that's a 3rd foul on Seglum, and she's been important defensively against Eastman, so that's something to watch here this quarter.
Bartolo gets into Eastman left block. Logus goes down. Eastman, tough shot with the right hand, missed everything. Pinballing into the hands of Donci on the Forest City rebound. Logus hits the gas pedal, bounce past the baseline, looking for Warren. Back into Donci, swatted out by Eastman. She anticipated that pass. It's out beyond the perimeter now to Warren. Down to the baseline, right side to Donci. Spins towards the right, works the baseline, feeds it into Donci. Donci to the bucket and scores it. Once again, that interior passing game of Forest City results in an assist.
Yeah, Garrigan has definitely improved their defense out of half, but the Forest City offense just a little bit better.
Indians averaging over 17 assists per game this season. #1 on the top of Iowa West. Alish on the left wing, lobs it to Eastman. Eastman takes one dribble, looking in for Tigas, and it's over her head and out of bounds. Tigas had to spin 180 to try to catch that one as the ball was about 6 inches over the top of her head.
Yeah, Eastman showing some frustration. She had the absolute Midas touch against North Union. She couldn't miss any shots. She made every right decision. She was just unbelievable. And sometimes when players have a phenomenal game like that, it's hard to get 2 in a row.
2 minutes gone in the 3rd quarter. Bucket is towards the right as Forest City has the basketball, wearing the white uniforms. Eisenbrand around the perimeter, pivoting away from Alish and lobbing it back on top to Logus. Forest City leading 40-23 right now. Logus looking for the baseline, cutting Geeson. Ball intercepted by Eastman for Bishop Garrigan.
There's a good decision by Eastman. She read that play all the way, sat back and picked off the pass.
Bartolo dribbles right across the foul line, deals corner to Montag, makes the one-handed catch, fakes baseline, drives in the lane, and shovels out to Eastman. Working downhill, bumping with Donci. Now out to Bartolo, deep on the right wing.
Oh, she thought about launching that from the D in Indians, which is about 7 feet behind the line.
Now Eastman driving baseline, got inside, missed on the shot though. Donci bothered it from behind, and Geeson able to shovel it back into Donci on the loose basketball. Indians by 17. Here's Logus into the forecourt. Logus drifting towards the right wing. Looking inside, nothing there initially as Eisenbrand pops out to the top of the arc. Onto the left elbow, backs up and then starts in again as Alish tries to put up a brick wall. Lob to the near side to Logus, spins away from Bartolo, floater over Eastman, and that ball sits on the rim and drops through.
Oh, Tyler, you had time to make a sandwich for as long as that thing was on the rim.
7 points by Logus. She's a good 3-point shooter, but boy, does she have a nice touch on that runner as well.
Yeah, it just rolled around. Beautiful shot.
Alish down the paint. Alish scoop layup left hand. Rolls off, no good. There's now a lid there for Bishop Garrigan. Alish steals the ball away from Donci, though. Finds Eastman inside. Put it up. That's no good.
Oh, wow. They just can't buy a bucket.
And then Forest City throws it away as Donci was trying to quickly get it out to Logus to run the floor. And Forest City gives Garrigan the ball right back. But 2 basketballs that went about halfway down the rim and just didn't go for the Golden Bears.
Couldn't get that ball through the net. But a bright silver lining is that Stacia Alish has made a nice play there, nice drive, and then fought for that rebound. She's amping up now.
42-23 Indians right now. 4:39 on the clock of the 3rd quarter. Inbounds pass a little tall for Eastman, but she was able to knock it down. To Bartolo. Foot on the 3-point line. She'll drive. She'll split defenders. Logus got a hand on that basketball and forced the travel by Bartolo. Indians are bringing some big-time intensity on the defensive side. #1 defensive team in the conference, only allowing 36 points per game, and we're seeing why tonight.
Yeah, Bartolo and Alish, fantastic guards. They just have decided, well, we got to pick up this team, and they're trying, but the defense is there.
Getting into the front court, Ashlyn Kingland for Forest City in off the bench for the Indians. Now Logus top of the arc, gets a hard screen by Warren, now lobs it into the rolling Warren, ball swatted away by Montag, but Warren picks it back up. Handoff goes to Logus, 18 on the shot clock, 4:12 on the game clock. Logus backs up to the FC logo at midcourt. Now to Warren on the right side, into Donchi. It's Eastman. Fake left, went right, banked off glass, missed it. Eastman reels in the rebound.
There's a good stop by the Bears. 4 minutes left in the quarter. They have yet to score. Can they get a bucket here?
Bartolo into the forecourt. Halfway through the third quarter, and Forest City still on a roll right now. The score is 21-17 at one point. Alish sidesteps into a tray. Alish missed it a little right. Logus boxes out Montag for the Forest City rebound. And now she runs the floor. Out to Warren behind the defense. Catches, adjusts to the right and scores it. What a catch by Bethany Warren on an outlet pass.
That was some great speed by Warren and great heads up by that guard play to see that open pass. Here comes Bartolo, the Garrigan guard.
It's maybe early to say this, but we're getting pretty close to now or never time for Bishop Garrigan, because once Forest City's gone, they are not coming back. And we're pretty close to that point already. Montag driving in, forcing up the shot, missed it left side. Ball tapped out of bounds. Indians touch it last as Donchi couldn't control the rebound.
Well, and there we have a good move to the basket by Montag. So Alish, Bartolo, Montag, all have had very successful drives to the basket, but just don't have any points to show for it. Can't get that bucket down, and they've expended a lot of energy as well, so they have to get a break. Here comes Ava Rothler and Carly Nielsen into the game.
Indians now going a little deeper into the bench. The junior Cadence Sletton in for the first time today, wearing that brace on her left leg. Indians knock the ball away. Warren had the deflection in the lane, and then Sletton picks it up. Another turnover by the Golden Bears. Outlet to Warren. Warren on the right block. Warren powered it up, missed the shot. Another offensive board. Put back for Kingland won't go. Loose basketball, and Rothler controls the rebound, but then dropped it, and players dive into the ball. It's a rugby scrum, and it's a tie-up once again.
Well, once again, Forest City misses 2 point-blank shots, Tyler.
Yeah, they have 44 points, but like you said, they've missed a few point-blankers tonight. This could be a 50-plus point night, even approaching 60 for Forest City, if a few more of those point-blank shots going down.
And another great battle for the rebound. Boy, these teams are quality teams. They're not hacking each other. They're just fighting for that ball with good hands.
And they had the possession arrow wrong at first. They had originally awarded the ball to Forest City, but that should have been Bishop Garrigan's ball, and the officials, now realizing it, are going to flip it around.
Hoagland's going to come back out for a breather.
Right now for Bishop Garrigan, the roll call: Alish, Nielsen, Bartolo, Eastman, and Rothler. The Bishop Garrigan junior Stacia Alish, averaging just under 13 per game, drives down the lane, looks to Eastman at the foul line. Back in for Alish, Forest City deflects it again, and Warren grabs the pass. And then it's thrown away, it rolls loose, and the Indians pick it up after almost turning it over.
Oh, effort play by Bartolo comes up empty.
Indians doing a great job deflecting the ball today against the Golden Bears and throwing off the rhythm offensively. Eisenbrand marooned on the baseline, bounce passes to the cutting Geeson, hit it off the bottom of the rim, no, and Eastman peels the rebound off the deck. And then her pass got knocked away by Geeson, Rothler fighting for it, and that is going to be a foul on the play. A foul on the play will occur with 2:29 left in the quarter, and Bishop Garrigan gets the ball back.
Another scrum for the rebounding. They're going to get Forest City for the foul there. Another one of those rebounds where it seems to be anybody's ball because it's an absolute scrum on the floor. The official has to step in and either call foul or tie up. That time is the foul.
Geeson, the guilty party for Forest City, with her first personal foul.
But one thing you rarely see is someone to come out of there with the ball without a whistle blowing.
Bartolo into the forecourt, deals down to the left block to Takis, who brings it back out one dribble. Now looks for Alish deep on the wing. 2:19 left in the third. Garrigan has not scored in this quarter. Alish banging inside, and a blocking foul as Alish put it down. That will fix that, and it's 44-25. Stacia Alish did a good job of just absorbing that contact, staying square to the bucket and setting that ball in, with now a chance for a three-point play.
Finally a basket for the Bears with 2:16 left to go in the third. Foul goes on number 4, Eisenbrand, and she was the one that was standing straight up, and she says, hey, call my teammate for the foul. I was the one that was straight up. There were two girls there. Alish managed to make contact with both of them.
And actually, they got Bethany Warren on that one, so Eisenbrand was correct.
Oh, yeah,
Garrigan, offensive rebounds, the missed free throw. Free ball by Bartolo is an air ball, but Takis able to collect loose basketball for Bishop Garrigan. Golden Bears have 2:07 on the clock in the third quarter of the ball. Alish spinning towards the right. Warren stays in front, and she'll deal out to Rothler. Now to Bartolo, top of the arc. Takes two dribbles from the left side, now switches over to the right. Across the foul line goes Bartolo, and she absorbs some contact and a foul by Forest City. That appeared to be Kingland on that bump, and that'll be foul number 4 against the Indians.
That time Coach Erpeldine jumps off the floor, says, wait, oh, that was such a good defensive play. One thing I'll say about these coaches, when they see something they don't like, they just move forward. They just think forward, what's the next play? They get upset, but then they immediately flush it and move on to the next thing.
I beg your pardon, that was Geeson picking up her second personal foul. The timeout is called by Forest City. A 30-second timeout with 1:56 on the clock, as Coach Erpelding will take that one for the Indians. Well, Forest City They bounce back quickly. They have played a tough non-conference schedule, much like Bishop Garrigan has. These two teams both trying to test themselves and get ready for a deep postseason run, as there's only 2 regular season games left after tonight. Indians played Waverly Shell Rock on Tuesday, taking that first loss, but beat West Hancock Friday night and now up 44-25 over the Golden Bears.
You know, that's it. You got 2 minutes to go roughly until the end of the quarter. This is a situation that teams work on in practice all the time. You put 2 minutes on the clock. You have an end of practice scrimmage, usually just for conditioning to get people in shape, but that's what the Bears can do right now. They can come out and say, we're going to go hard this last 2 minutes like it's the end of practice conditioning drill. We're going to run the floor, we're going to shoot threes, and hope that they can shoot their way back into this 19-point deficit.
Well, that's the thing, too. The last 2 times Bishop Garrigan's played Forest City, Golden Bears have had double-digit deficits at the end of the third quarter, and they've had big fourth quarters to get back into it, but have come up just a little bit short. Now, will it be the same story tonight, or will Bishop Garrigan have a huge comeback? We'll find out here over the final 10 minutes of play.
Well, you know, you're going to want to see some major effort this last 2 minutes. If they can put up 6 to 10 points here before the buzzer at the end of the third, they can get this thing within striking distance.
Bartolo with a rare free throw miss. She'd been 88% at the line coming into tonight. Second free throw, Bartolo. That one swishes, and it's 44-26. Lost in all this has been a pretty good defensive quarter for Bishop Garrigan. Golden Bears gave up 21 points in the second, just 8 points by Forest City so far this quarter, but Golden Bears' struggles on offense have masked that. Geeson shovels it outside for Forest City to Kingland, spins away from Alish towards the right. Back outside to Logus with 1:41 left in the third. Logus down to the baseline, the tip away by Roffler, out of bounds of 17 on the shot clock.
Donchi doing such a good job of moving through the lane. You know, it seems like she's always in the lane, but she's always moving out of lane. No, nothing ever close to a 3-point. They like to keep the lane wide open. A 3-second, I'm sorry.
Logus looking edge of the paint to Geeson. Geeson towards the lane. She was trying to find Donchi. Golden Bears tipped it out again. The best defense against Donchi is just not letting her catch the ball in the first place, and that's become pretty apparent here as this game's gone on.
Yeah, and they've got Carly Nielsen in there instead of Eastman, and she is very physical. They're in the 2-3, and Eastman will body up Donchi.
Ball is lobbed into Donchi, this time out beyond the perimeter, and now Logus top of the arc. Bartolo right in her face at the top of the 2-3 zone. Onto the right wing now to Eisenbrand. Across the foul line, spins towards the right. Bartolo stays in front. Eisenbrand, tough shot fading away, and almost got that to go. But it's in and out at the end of the shot clock, and the Golden Bears control the rebound.
Oh, that was some good one-on-one basketball there at the end of the shot clock.
Tigas nearly traveled as she brought the ball across half court. 1:07 on the clock in this third quarter. Alish sees a crease, got down the lane, tried to pass to Roffler. An extra pass got knocked away by Kingland, and a tie-up once again. Possession arrow towards the Forest City Indians.
You bet. You better be strong if you're on the floor. If you get a rebound, you better assume that some contact is coming. No matter who gets it out there, the 10 girls are all going to go for that rebound. Well, now they're down to a minute, and Garrigan hasn't cut into that lead much. They got to really pick up this pace here if they're going to cut back in. Eastman's back in for the Garrigan 2-3.
We've seen a little more of a half-court game develop here in the second half. A lot of running, a lot of chaos in the first half. Both teams holding on to the ball a little better in half number 2. And, of course, a lot of jump balls as well. Ward in the high post looking inside towards Seglum. And that'll be a foul on Bishop Garrigan. They held Seglum down on that right block with 52 seconds left in the quarter.
It was Zoe Montag that had the guilty party face. It's always easier for us up here in the booth when the guilty party has that look on their face like, oh, I got her.
Ball's inbounded to Logus. She'll catch, she'll shoot, she'll bury the 3-point ball. Boy, when Colette Logus smells blood in the water, it is trouble for the opposition. 47-26 Forest City. Logus on the season, about 33% of 3-point balls. Bartolo the answer, it's an air ball. Out of bounds, Eastman trying to shovel it in. That ball hits the back of the backboard, though, and Bishop Garrigan one and done.
Wow, Garrigan down 21 points. Have we said that at all this season?
I don't think so. I don't even think in the Newell Fonda game they were down by 21, which frankly goes to show how good Forest City is and has been this season.
Well, coming into this game, you knew that Garrigan and Forest City were the tops of the conference. For a while, we thought maybe Belmont, North Union, and Lake Mills might be up there to challenge, but it's been all Forest City versus Garrigan.
Pass goes inside Donchi. Donchi the seal on the score.
But the way this is going, it appears that Forest City is all alone at the top.
23 points by Donchi, 49-26 Indians who put on a show in front of their home crowd. Nielsen to deep tray, way short. Loose ball on the floor. Roffler trying to dive to save it, but she cannot. Ball's out of bounds back to Forest City with 14 seconds left on the clock. That's the thing about this top of Iowa West. There are a lot of pretty good girls basketball teams in this conference, and on a night-to-night basis, maybe besides the bottom couple teams in the league, you've got pretty tough games, but Bishop Garrigan and Forest City have navigated through this conference without too much trouble, besides against each other. Of course, Garrigan played a close game against North Union Friday, but both these teams have piled up blowouts against some pretty solid teams this year.
And to go a whole season without ever making a big mistake and dropping a game, very tough.
Here's Donchi, a three-point ball. That's off the back iron of 2 seconds left in the quarter, and that ball hit the extension above the backboard of 1 second. Garrigan gets it back. Well, average margin of victory, Bishop Garrigan winning their games by 25.5 points this season. Forest City winning by 25.5 points as well, so they've had a very similar margin of victory this year. 1 second left, Roffler to inbound for Bishop Garrigan. Gets it into Montag. Montag takes one dribble, and that shot is not going to count, even if it did go. And the third quarter is over. All Forest City in quarter number 3. Indians 49, Golden Bears 26 on Hometown Radio KLGA and at the Algona Radio YouTube channel.
We've got more sports club members making this broadcast possible on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Algona Frame and Auto Body. We meet by accident.
Water connection from softeners to bottled water and service. Call 295-SOFT.
Algona Pizza Ranch. There's so much to love.
Cotton Grave Farm Management and Land Realty, downtown Algona. Trusted for farmland service needs since 1960.
Algona Livestock. Sales every Monday.
Countryside Barbecue Sauce. 2 sauces for all seasons.
All bringing you this broadcast on the radio.
Thank you to these sports club members bringing you this game.
Runkey Brothers Full Service. Experience the Runkey Brothers difference for all your auto service and repair needs.
Nutrient Ag Solutions of Irvington and Laverne for all your crop input needs.
Erpelding Voigt & Company CPAs. They're not just about taxes.
Hy-Vee. Use the Fuel Saver card. Fill your cart, fuel your car.
North Iowa Appliance Center, Highway 18 East in Algona, where they sell the best and service the rest.
Erpelding Excavating Enterprises. Let them take care of your grading, excavating, and drainage needs.
All bringing you this ball game.
Hey Golden Bear fans, this is Seisha Alish. You're listening to Bishop Garrigan Basketball on KLGA.
Forest City has taken Bishop Garrigan's lunch money here tonight from the Forest City High School Gymnasium. Score right now, 49-26 in favor of the Indians. Indians outscored the Golden Bears 13-3 in the third quarter. This Golden Bear team, ranked number 3 in Class 1A in offense, has been locked down tonight by a disciplined Forest City defense. Golden Bears have the basketball moving right to left on the radio dials. Bartolo brings it across the half-court line. Ball goes right side to Montag. Bishop Garrigan was down 21-17 at the end of the first half. Forest City ended the first half on a big spurt, and that continued in the third quarter as there's a foul on Alish. Got hand checks at that time by Bethany Warren for her second personal.
Well, Coach Schwab had a good little team meeting there between the quarters. He wasn't hopping mad. He just took a knee and he just talked to his team. I will speculate that he just said, what you want to see this quarter, you know, you want to work for every improvement. There's basketball coming, and don't never say never.
Yeah, Garrigan can score so quickly, but they turn it over here as Loga steals, runs the bucket, and scores. 51-26 Forest City. And these final 7.5 minutes will say a lot about Bishop Garrigan. Do they roll over here and Forest City runs away, or do they try to fight back to this game, as improbable as it may seem? Montag's on the right wing right now, as Bishop Garrigan trails 51-26. And another steal. Warren runs the floor. Warren to the rack. Warren up and in. The Indians turning defense into offense.
They're giving my camera whiplash here in these first 2 steals.
6 points by Bethany Warren. It's been 23 by Donchi and 12 by Logus. Bartolo spin move, shovels it up with the left hand. That one won't go. Ball is off the hands of Donchi, though. Could not control the rebound, and Golden Bears will keep it on that out-of-bounds play.
Well, that is the story of the Golden Bear offense. Bartolo makes a great move, gets an open shot, and it doesn't go.
Inbound from the baseline by Bartolo. In towards Eastman. Ball got knocked out of bounds as Golden Bears will keep it. Well, Forest City right now, they're ranked number 5 in Class 3A. They're ranked number 4 prior to that loss to Waverly Shell Rock, but that dropped them down 1 spot, which almost doesn't seem fair. You drop a 9-point game against a 4A ranked team and you lose a spot in the rankings, but that's the way it goes at the top of that 3A poll. 7 minutes on the clock right now. Alish around towards the right, looking for the back-cutting Bartolo. She stops, though, and the ball got intercepted by Donchi. Lobbed up ahead to Logus. Logus against Alish, and that shot sits on the rim and drops off. Warren, another offensive rebound. Inside to Donchi. Donchi got hacked. Eastman ran right into her back, and Donchi will shoot 2 free throws. This has been a persistent and continuous effort on the glass by Forest City.
So there's a lot of teams that are aggressive in the paint and go right back up with the ball, but the thing that makes Forest City unique is they will survey the situation. They just don't go up blind and just start chucking that ball up there. They see who's most available and most likely. Very impressive, their interior play, especially after a missed shot.
Free throw by Donchi is good. 54-26 Forest City. Eastman out, Nielsen in for the Golden Bears. And 24 points by Donchi. 6:49 remaining in the fourth quarter. With a win tonight, Indians would move to 14-0 in the conference. Both teams 2 conference games left after tonight, as it's 55-26 right now. Donchi have 25 points in this ball game. Bartolo gets it to Eastman, make that Nielsen in the left corner. Into Takis, dribbled off her foot, rolled right to Montag, though. Montag drives in, wide angle left side, and she spun it up and in. What a finish that time by Zoe Montag, who put a little English on it for her first bucket of the night. Warren, edge of the paint, finds Donchie at the foul line. Back underneath, but still over the head of Eisenbrand and out of bounds. Right idea of Eisenbrand wide open, but pass a little bit too tall.
Boy, did Garrigan need that bucket by Montag, driving with her left hand across the lane. Shot that thing far away from the basket, but he had a nice bank. You know, at this point, maybe you just try to challenge players to see what they can get going offensively.
Alish down to the baseline to Nielsen and back out to Montag. Montag will let it rip. Rims out on the three, and Donchie brings in yet another rebound. Forest City, like we said, their last conference title for the top of Iowa West was the 2016-2017 season. Last time they swept Bishop Garrigan was in 2018. As around to the right comes Logus. She'll hand the ball off to Eisenbrand, top of the arc. Eisenbrand looking back underneath to Warren. The high-low look, and Warren got bumped and fouled. Forest City's ball movement exceptional tonight. A lot of passing in that red painted area, and Warren will trek to the free throw line for a couple of shots where she's a 44% foul shooter. This Forest City team, their starting lineup, if you don't include Hayden Brown, who left with a season-ending injury earlier, 2 seniors and 3 juniors. Warren, one of the 2 seniors, that ball is around the cup and it drops through. And that maybe hasn't been talked about enough. This is not to diminish Hayden Brown in any way, but you almost don't notice that she's out of how well Forest City executes offensively. This is a team that plays really uniformly regardless of who's playing. And you could imagine how much better they'd be if Hayden Brown was still healthy, but it's been such a great job by Coach Erpeling, the fact that they've done all this with no Hayden Brown all throughout the second half of the season.
Yeah, that is impressive. You got a hats off there.
Free throw missed by Warren, but Forest City once again controls the offensive glass. Seglum gets back into Donchie, powers over Nielsen, and scores.
Well, and I assume we have to give credit to that beautiful assist by Seglum, because I think she's the one that really stepped up her game this season with Brown out.
She moved into the starting lineup when Brown became injured, as that'll be a foul on Forest City. Their second of the quarter.
And we've seen from the first time they played the Bears to now, Seglum has become much more confident. Like you saw just there, she dribbles hard, she does a nice jump stop, she waits for the defense to clear and makes a nice assist.
Yeah, the sum of the parts really good on this Forest City team. They kind of know how everything fits together as Addison Ferris tries the right corner three. That one won't go. Deadens on the rim. Warren rebound, but through to Bartolo. Into Eastman. Off of Eastman's hands, though. Diving on the ball. And that'll be another tie-up. Eastman and Donchie down there getting the floor burn late in this ball game.
Donchie stole that ball away, and Eastman said, no, not again. And they both hit that floor. Nielsen jumped in there as well. Another good rugby scrum.
We have seen a lot of those tonight. There will be some bruised knees and elbows after this ball game because both these teams have been having absolute wars for the loose basketballs.
And maybe some bruised egos here, down 30 points.
Bounce pass to the baseline, out of the range of Donchie and out of bounds with 5:15 left. Well, defensively, Forest City this season, they've held 14 out of their 19 opponents to 40 points or less. Bishop Garrigan earlier this season was the only team to score at least 60 against Forest City, and, well, I think the Indians probably didn't take too kindly to a 60-plus point game, even though they did end up winning that one. Tonight, holding the Golden Bears to just 28 up to this point. Into Eastman, splits 2 defenders, got to the rack and scored it.
There, that is what we're used to seeing. Grayson Eastman, great move to the hoop. Coach Rob calls a timeout. That looked like we've been accustomed to. Eastman with 12 points after that bucket.
So a 60-second timeout called by Coach Schwab. All Forest City right now, 5 minutes left. 58-30 Indians on Hometown Radio, KLGA.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio, brought to you by these fine sports club members.
Central Financial Group, where you belong.
Down to Earth Tree Service, your local Algona Tree Service.
Styles Salon, your salon in Algona. Create yourself.
Farm and Home Services. View their listings at farmhomeservices.com.
Holmes Animal Clinic, animals large and small. They love them all.
Dance Connection and Tumbling by Michelle. Passionate about teaching, creative about dance. Visit their studio or danceconnectionbymichelle.com.
All bringing you this ball game. When you need cash on the go, there's no need to pay a surcharge fee with MoneyPass. Iowa State Bank is proud to be part of the MoneyPass network of surcharge-free ATMs found nationwide. Look for the green and blue MoneyPass symbol on over 32,000 ATMs across the nation. Or find an ATM near your vacation spot or travel destination at MoneyPass.com. MoneyPass, another way that Iowa State Bank helps people succeed. Member FDIC.
5:01 left in the fourth quarter. Forest City 58, Bishop Garrigan 30 in this girls basketball matchup as the Indians have the rock right now. Nielsen trying to steal it, took it away from Eisenbrand. Alish outlets to Eastman, but it's poked away by Logus as Forest City takes it right back. Into the forecourt comes Logus, as right now it's Bartolo, Alish, Nielsen, Eastman, and Ferris for Bishop Garrigan. Seglum, a bullet underneath to Donchi, powers it up and in. 29 points by Donchi, 60-30 Indians. What a career night by Donchi. She's been an excellent player this year, but putting together a masterpiece. High-low look for the Golden Bears. Top shot by Nielsen is going to go in. Nielsen shot it from the right hand, with her right hand from the left side, but still guided that ball into the cup. Warren leaks out for Forest City, got to the rack, drew the foul. Garrigan a little late getting back there on defense.
Boy, coming out of that timeout, both teams look like they're just going to play some open gym. They're going to run that floor. And here's that track meet, perhaps, that we thought might happen at the beginning of the game.
Well, Forest City leading 60-32 right now as Warren heads to the free throw stripe. I think the question becomes for Bishop Garrigan. We've got 2 games left in the regular season. West Hancock on Friday, North Iowa on Tuesday, both at home. And then after that, it's on to the postseason. And we've seen the Golden Bears respond well in the past to losses. I thought they played some really good basketball after that Newell Fonda loss, which was a really disappointing game. And I thought they played some really good basketball for this 10-game winning streak since the Forest City lost the first time around. So now, what does the challenge become to the Golden Bears, Beanie, if you're Coach Schwab, now that this game is going to get out of hand?
Yeah, no doubt they're going to respond to this. But they're going to look at when things don't go your way, you got to look and you got to dissect and see what happened. And I think one thing they're going to really focus on is turnovers. I don't want to know what the turnover count is, but the Garrigan guards, usually stellar, I don't think have turned the ball over as much as they have tonight.
Here's Alish taking it down Main Street, missed on the layup though, and Donchi reaches above everyone for the rebound. I think this also brings in a couple things to work on as the postseason approaches, as Kingland double teamed by the Golden Bears near half court, but able to unload it right side to Seglum. Golden Bears want their season to end at Wells Fargo Arena in some capacity, as that's happened 5 years in a row. Donchi fouled inside at 3:51 left. But when you go to Wells Fargo Arena, you're going to face a lot of teams, Forest City-esque, who put a ton of pressure on your guards, who force a lot of turnovers, who can run the floor kind of like Forest City. So how do you face teams, and how do you get ready for teams that have maybe a similar skill set to Forest City? Maybe not quite the size in some of these 1A teams, but you know the kind of pressure Forest City's putting on tonight. Seglum turnaround jumper won't go. And that'll be a foul on the rebound going against the Indians. So I think that's kind of a question Bishop Garrigan has to answer. You know, there's going to be nights where you're going to see this kind of pressure, teams that swarm like Forest City does, absolutely active on the glass. This is the kind of competition you'll see if you get as far as you want to go this season. How do you get ready for that between now and then if you're the Golden Bears?
Yeah, and clearly things just aren't working well for the Bears offensively. They can't buy a bucket. How do you respond when that happens?
Bartolo with the start and the stop, the pass in the lane, and Donchi able to intercept it in front of Eastman with 3.5 minutes left.
But I guess the good news to all the Golden Bear faithful is that this Forest City team is not in Garrigan's tournament bracket.
They're not. They're Class 3A as there's a three-pointer arcing up. Logus can't hit from the corner while pinball's out of bounds. A pause for the officials, and they will say Forest City keeps it at 3:21 on the clock.
And that is a concern. Now, Garrigan has always played Forest City, obviously, but Coach Schwab has never hesitated to schedule bigger, solid teams to make his team better. They've gone to Dyke New Hartford and played them. They play up a lot, if possible.
They certainly do as Warren works towards the lane. Now out to the top to Seglum. 3:15 on the clock. Driving in Seglum. Seglum got to the rack. She scored and she put it down. An exclamation point for Forest City. 63-32 and 4 points by Seglum tonight.
You know, Coach Erpeldine the same way. You know, both these coaches scheduled Algona Bulldogs on their schedule. That's a really solid team that both these teams have played against. So both these teams have had several tests against good teams throughout the season.
Yeah, and a lot of past tests up to this point as Roffler will check in. It'll be Ferris checking out for Bishop Garrigan.
Boy, still 3 minutes and 13 seconds left to go in this quarter. This one is dragging. It's always dragged when you're behind, doesn't it, Tyler?
It certainly does, and not something the Golden Bears have seen a lot, of course, over the recent seasons as that free throw is rebounded by Montag with 3:06 left. Bartolo deals into the corner to Roffler, now out to Montag. She'll head fake, she'll take it down the lane. Got the pass into Eastman, dropped it off for her, and Eastman drew the foul with 2:58 left. Both teams still playing quite aggressively at this point in the game, and that's the thing, too. When a game's a blowout like this, you don't want to get into bad habits for either side, whether you're on the giving end of the blowout or the receiving end, and this game still looks like it's the first quarter and teams are playing with that kind of intensity, which I think is a good sign.
Yeah, it's always, when there's fouls, that's a sign they're playing hard. A lot of fouls being committed here in this fourth quarter. They're going at it, both teams playing for pride here.
Eastman puts the free throw down to make it 63-33. 13 points now for Eastman. An all-conference first-team selection last season. Second free throw for Eastman. That one was left short, and Donchi had another rebound off the deflected basketball. Into the forecourt. For Forest City, it's Geeson. who was chipped in 8 points off the bench, passes into the lane looking for Kingland. Forest City able to save the loose basketball with 2:45 left. Seglum on the wing, takes it into the paint, pivots around, turnaround jumper by Seglum, and that one drops off to the right, no good. Pinball to Kingland, though, and another offensive board by Forest City, and this time it's going to be a traveling violation with 2:35 left in the fourth.
Boys, you traveled there. Now, Coach Schwab said in his pregame interview, got to get the 50-50 balls. That is one thing that's been a glaring mistake for the Bears, or inconsistency. They have not gotten the 50-50 balls. And Forest City has created a lot of 50-50 balls like they did just there.
They certainly have, as a timeout's called. 60-second timeout by Forest City. We'll take it as well. 2:36 left on KLGA 92.7.
More sports club members.
Lusher Family Dentistry, serving your family since 1965 on Call Street in Algona.
Algona Plumbing and Heating, where a good flush beats a full house.
Kasuth Regional Health Center, your home for health care.
Walker Chiropractic and Wellness, caring for Algona, Sway City, and surrounding areas with chiropractic, nutritional, and physical therapy services.
Reeves Wicked Good Bar and Grill, for wicked good food, drinks, and service, you've got to go to Reeves.
High Point Land Company, your trusted land partner in Algona.
All bringing you this game on the radio.
2:36 left in the fourth quarter. Forest City on top of Bishop Garrigan, 63-33, and the Indians have called off the dogs here. They have brought in some players off the bench. Sophomore Sophia Reese into the ballgame. Junior Cadence Sletton as well for the Indians, as Bartolo brings it across half court for the Golden Bears. Inside towards Roffler, ball rolls away, where it's picked up by Eastman in the right corner. Pass across the court, intercepted by Logus, the lone starter remaining in the ballgame. Geeson on the floor right now as well for the Indians, joined by Kingland. Here's Sletton, foul line extended to the right side, left the jumper short. Tracking down the rebound is Allish in front of the Forest City bench with 2:12 left. Golden Bears' hopes of a conference title are technically not over after tonight. Indians will be up by 2 games with 2 left, but based on tonight, I highly doubt the Indians are going to drop one or either of those games. There's a lay-in by Eastman to make it 63-35.
2 minutes left. Coach Schwab's got a lot of subs waiting to check in. They got to get a stoppage to get those subs in, but it looks like the game has been conceded. And, you know, the frustrating thing for people like Bartolo, who's coming out right now, and such a competitive individual, all these girls are, Alish coming out, Montag coming out, is the frustrating thing that they don't get another crack at it. So many times you get beat by a team in the conference, you always think, hey, we'll get another crack at them. But this was their chance, so that's frustrating. They won't get to see them again.
This was the second chance for Bishop Garrigan as Forest City brings Aubrey Miller into the ball game. Coach Erpeling taking a substitution timeout here to bring in Avery Jerome as well. For Bishop Garrigan on the floor right now, it's Ferris, Hoagland, Tigas, Nielsen, and then in for the first time tonight, Brooklyn Birdie with 1:48 remaining. Conference-wise, Forest City now has a 14-0 record, or they will after the final 1:48, and they'll have 2 games left in the conference. Bishop Garrigan will fall to 12-2, and their 5-year conference title streak will essentially come to an end, barring a surprising final 2 games for the Forest City Indians. 63-35 right now. Garrigan with the basketball back with 1:33 left. Pass goes to Tigas on the wing, works around towards the right side. Tigas splits 2 defenders, drew the foul on the play with 1:28 left. And that'll be number 5 against Forest City as Tigas will shoot 2. But teams have been waiting for this opportunity for a long time. A lot of teams thought last year was going to be the year where Garrigan finally got knocked off the conference title perch. Of course, you had the first year without Molly Joyce and Audie Crooks, but Garrigan last year won the conference by 1 game over Forest City with a 15-1 conference record when the Indians were 14-2. But this year will be the year the streak does come to an end for the Golden Bears as the Indians have put together kind of an impressive season. A lot has been building to this year. Not a lot of players graduated from last year. A ton of the starters back for this season, and it's kind of all come together here with a 63-37 lead. With the ball right now for Forest City, it's Moore in between the circles with 1:20 left. Of course, one would imagine as the Indians throw it away, postseason pairings are going to be out quite soon, possibly even this week. We'll have to wait and see on that, but we will soon know the path to Wells Fargo Arena for both these teams going forward. Both teams were quarterfinalists in their respective classes last year.
And a lot of fun teams to follow. With the internet making the bracket so easy to follow, it's kind of fun to get involved in the tourney for all their area teams.
And it also means everyone's going to be sitting by their computer all week saying, when are the brackets coming out? Ferris uncorks the 3, almost banked it in for Garrigan, and Hoagland chases down the loose rebound near half court with 58 seconds left. Hoagland right-handed dribble, kicks it out to Ferris. She'll head fake, she'll barrel into the paint. Ferris floats it up, missed it off to the right. Forest City controls the rebound of Aubrey Miller, who gets it out to Sophia Reese. 45 seconds left as the Indians lead 63-37. Heading towards win number 19. Pass goes to the interior as the Golden Bears peel it away. Nielsen dives on the floor trying to pick it up, and another jump ball. That's going to be a fitting end to this one as There's 36 seconds left, and we've probably seen about 15 jump balls tonight, if not more.
Garrigan probably still looking to score. There's not much of a difference between the game clock and the shot clock.
Theros at the controls right now for the Golden Bears, of 28 seconds left. Tries to give it to Hoagland. Loose ball on the floor. Moore and Hoagland getting tied up. We'll remind you, folks, it's the boys-girls doubleheader, and in the boys' game, Forest City and Bishop Garrigan tied for the conference lead, so the winner in that game will take control of the conference, which will have about 15 minutes following the conclusion of this girls' game.
Yeah, this is a big night at the end of the season here for both teams. Wouldn't have it any other way. I love it when it works out like this, where there's something big to play for at the end.
Yeah, it ends up being a playoff type of atmosphere, and Garrigan certainly saw a playoff atmosphere Friday night against North Union, but tonight, a different result. Forest City for the ball, 6 seconds left. It was an all-out domination by the Indians in this one. Forest City will deal a death blow to Bishop Garrigan's conference title hopes, and for the first time since 2018, the Indians have swept the Golden Bears. Start to finish, an outstanding performance by the Indians. They win this one tonight, 63-37. Indians 19-1 on the season. Bishop Garrigan sees their 10-game win streak coming to an end. They fall to 17-3, 12-2 in the top of Iowa West. We'll step aside for a quick timeout. We'll wrap up the girls' game and get ready for the boys after this on Hometown Radio, KLGA.
More sports club members.
Lusher Family Dentistry, serving your family since 1965 on Call Street in Algona.
Algona Plumbing and Heating, where a good flush beats a full house.
Kasuth Regional Health Center, your home for healthcare.
Walker Chiropractic and Wellness, caring for Algona, Sway City, and surrounding areas with chiropractic, nutritional, and physical therapy services.
Reeves Wicked Good Bar and Grill, for wicked good food, drinks, and service, you gotta go to Reeves.
High Point Land Company, your trusted land partner in Algona.
All bringing you this game on the radio. For over 40 years, Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports surgeons have maintained one mission: to provide excellence in orthopedic care. Their team of 9 physicians offers specialized care in everything from arthroscopic same-day surgery to joint replacement, as well as hand and foot surgery, and have an orthopedic surgeon on call 24/7. Healthcare isn't about appointments, it's about taking care of people, and that's their specialty. Visit Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports surgeons on the web at nwiabone.com.
Time to wrap up game number 1 of our basketball doubleheader from Forest City High School and here on Hometown Radio, KLGA. Our video streaming on the Algona Radio YouTube channel, brought to you by Chemna Auto Center, Algona Municipal Utilities, Iowa State Bank, Algona Frame and Auto Body, and PMC Advantage Insurance Services. In our scoring by quarter tonight, Forest City had the advantage each and every quarter of this ball game. Indians outscored the Golden Bears 17-11 in the first, 21-12 in the second, 13-3 in the third, and 14-11 in the fourth. Golden Bears held just 14 second half points in this one, and falling 63-37 to the Indians. Forest City was paced by Jenna Donchie, 29 points tonight for Forest City's post player. Colette Logus joined her in double digits of 12, and Brendan Geeson chipped in 8 points off the bench. Bishop Garrigan was led by Grayson Eastman, who scored 15 points. Emmy Bartolo had 10 in this one, and after that, no one else in double digits for the Golden Bears, who dropped to 17-3 on the season and see their 10-game win streak come to an end. Forest City improved to 19-1. They are now 14-0 on top of Iowa West, and they will at least share the conference title, if not more. All the Indians have to do is win one of their final 2 games as they play Lake Mills in their next one and Belmont Clemmy after that. They win one of those final 2, and they will have the conference title outright in the top of Iowa West. I'm Tyler Lance alongside Beanie Bodie. And Beanie, the theme for tonight, Bishop Garrigan really just had to deal with a Forest City team that played with an unbelievable effort. The crashing the glass, the diving for 50-50 balls, the forcing turnovers by Bishop Garrigan. A lot of effort plays tonight, and certainly Garrigan had a good effort too, but Forest City combined that effort with more made shots than the Golden Bears, and that was the winning formula for the Indians.
Yeah, boy, you said more than I can. I don't know, what do you say after a game like that? The Bears just didn't play their best, and Forest City certainly did. Well, they even left a couple points on the board, I guess, but they just looked so smooth tonight. Forest City looked so polished, so smooth, and boy, they had it almost from the beginning. Garrigan had a couple chances where they were in a little bit of a striking distance early, but after halftime, that was completely erased. They had a rough third quarter, didn't score for most of the quarter, and they just could never get anything going offensively. Meanwhile, Forest City's just cruising. This is definitely not what I expected. I came here tonight thinking this is going to be a shootout. It's going to come down to the very end. The crowd is going to be erupting all the time, but it ended up being a very pedestrian night at the gym with nothing too exciting for either crowd to get into, as Forest City just slammed the doors shut.
They certainly did, and that just goes to show what this Indian team is this year. You recall the last game when these two teams played. It was a all-out war to the very end, won by Forest City 69-64, but tonight the Indians really controlled things in this victory over the Golden Bears, and I'll say it again, but Forest City, especially on the offensive side, their players just know where's the right spot to be in the court and where's the ball supposed to go on a given play. They're very good at passing the ball. They're very good at moving without the basketball, and it always seems they've got players in the right spot. Garrigan was just a half step behind on defense all night long today against the Indians.
Good observation. They were a half step behind, which is impressive because every single rebound ended up in a scrum. Everybody's fighting for the ball. But despite that, the Forest City players still stayed patient. So once they got that ball, they'd pick up their dribble, and they'd immediately look and survey the whole floor. Always seeming to make the right decision tonight, find the open player, and it was usually Donchie under the basket. And boy, Grayson Eastman had a career night the other night against North Union. Tonight was Donchie's night. What a game by the center for Forest City.
Yeah, Forest City, you know, you wanted to tune up before the postseason. You got to tune up before the postseason if you're the Indians. What a great test for Forest City here on their home hardwood to really get ready for what will potentially be a very deep Class 3A postseason run. Forest City, of course, last year had a 21-4 record and went to the 3A quarterfinals. Meanwhile, for Bishop Garrigan, it's disappointing, but the Golden Bears have shown in the past they don't lose a whole lot, but when they do lose, they're very quickly able to flush those losses and move on. So now if you're the Golden Bears, that's the mission. Try to dominate your final 2 regular season games and then really get rolling in the tournament and go back to Wells Fargo. You've got to have a short memory and forget about tonight. Obviously, it's disappointing to lose that conference title win streak, but if you're Bishop Garrigan, you've got to find a way to move on from that and move on to the next goal, which is to go back to Wells Fargo.
Yeah, and that goal is still in front of them. So, you know, conference bygone, move on to the next thing. But yeah, these next 2 games, West Hancock Friday, and then the game next week to finish it out. You got to imagine there's going to be some pretty focused Garrigan practices, and that could be a silver lining from taking this lump on the noggin from Forest City. That'll focus in your team and realize, hey, next time we play a team like Forest City, we've got to be better. We've got to be able to beat them if we want to stay alive.
Well, Golden Bear fans, sometimes there'll be nights like this, and it was a rough one for the Golden Bears. They lose 63-37, but the good news is postseason is right around the corner as the Golden Bears will try to refocus and get a new sense of energy, just like they did last time. Like we mentioned earlier, last time they lost the game was against Forest City. They won 10 in a row after that. If you do that this time around, your state champions are going to Wells Fargo. So certainly there's still plenty of season in front of the Golden Bears, in spite of the disappointing loss tonight. Indians, though, a tremendous performance by Forest City, and they improved their record to 19-1 overall. They dropped the Golden Bears to 17-3 with a well-executed game on their home hardwood. With that, we'll move ahead. We'll get to the boys' game coming up in about 10 minutes. First, we'll chat to Forest City head coach Dan Rosacker. That's next on Hometown Radio KLGA and at the Algona Radio YouTube live stream.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio, brought to you by these fine sports club members.
American Glass. For all your glass needs, think American.
Farm Bureau Financial Agents Dave Beisch, Daniel Foth, and Michael Tull.
Chemco Tires. They're all you need to know about tires and service.
Wykert Realtors, the 515 Agency, a fresh approach to real estate.
Grassmasters. Growing satisfied customers.
Iowa Lakes Community College, your community, your college.
Glenn's Green Thumb. From a small seed, something beautiful will grow.
All bringing you this game on the radio.
When you need cash on the go, there's no need to pay a surcharge fee with MoneyPass. Iowa State Bank is proud to be part of the MoneyPass network of surcharge-free ATMs found nationwide. Look for the green and blue MoneyPass symbol on over 32,000 ATMs across the nation. Or find an ATM near your vacation spot or travel destination at MoneyPass.com. MoneyPass, another way that Iowa State Bank helps people succeed. Member FDIC.
And it's a big matchup coming up tonight in boys high school basketball as Bishop Garrigan takes on Forest City, live from Forest City High School. And right now we're joined by Forest City Indian head coach Dan Rosacker. Coach, first of all, thank you so much for joining us today on the pregame show to talk a little bit of Forest City basketball.
Not a problem. I appreciate it.
As we begin, Coach, Friday night you guys picked up a win over West Hancock. Final score in that one, 68-39, and felt like one of those games where your guys kind of took control early and set that tone and didn't let West Hancock back in. So take me through Friday night, some of the big things you felt stood out from that game.
Yeah, that's kind of the goal going down there on the road, just trying to get off to a good start, and I thought we did so, especially offensively. I thought that we got some things going a little bit, both inside and outside, and when we can do that, that does pose some problems for some people. And then defensively, we were really active and got out to a good start, and I think they cut into it a little bit, start second half, but our kids bounced back and, for the most part, played a really complete game.
And, Coach, thus far you've had 5 guys averaging 9 or more points on your team, and really seems like your guys are pretty unselfish and willing to share that basketball and not worry about who's the leading scorer on a given night. How big has that balance and unselfishness been to your team's success up to this point?
Yeah, I think it's definitely a plus for us. Typically, we've been, over the years been fortunate enough to have 1 or 2 really good scorers that we kind of rely on and then build around that. And this year we've got guys that will step up at different times and do what they need to do. And that's obviously from the flip side. If I was coaching against us, that'd be really difficult because you're not sure who to focus in on. So I think that does help a lot. And also, if somebody's having a tough night, somebody else will step up for them for sure. So that's kind of a good thing to have. And like you said, we're sharing the ball extremely well. I think our offense is playing better than it did earlier in the year. I think we were, like a lot of teams, thinking instead of just playing. And this time, right now, we're at the point where we're just letting the offense come to us and do the work for us.
And, Coach, a big matchup in tonight's game against Bishop Garrigan as both teams come in off a 12-1 record in top of Iowa West play. First time around, you guys had Bishop Garrigan out of sync offensively for long periods of time and really forced other guys besides Carter Schwab and Michael Joyce to beat you. What do you feel has made your team successful defensively against Bishop Garrigan?
Yeah, I kind of chuckled when you said they were out of sync. I thought those other guys really stepped up, so that's what made me think. Yeah, we did do a decent job on Joyce and Schwab, but the other guys really stepped up, and that's, you mentioned us with balanced scoring. That's what I think now of Garrigan. There's a lot of guys that can score for him right now, so I think we did not do a very good job of identifying some other scorers that night. Yeah, we did. We're able to come away there with that win, but they pose a lot of problems offensively. They got some guys that can shoot it from the perimeter. They got 2 or 3 guys inside that can finish well. So we've got to do a much better job of covering people tonight than we did last time around, with just focusing on Schwab and Joyce. Obviously, they're elite scorers, but Garrigan's got some other guys that can score as well. And it's like you said, it's going to be a fun night. Both teams have put themselves in a position to be playing a game like this, and in early February, and that's what you like. So it's going to be a fun night for sure.
No doubt about that, Coach. And during that response, you also mentioned the interior presence of Bishop Garrigan. And, I thought your guys did a pretty good job of controlling the glass the first time these two teams matched up. With that being said, what's the key to doing that again tonight and kind of keeping Bishop Garrigan's bigs under control?
That is a challenge there, and it's something we've worked on throughout the season. It was something coming into the season we thought we needed to get better at, was rebounding. And for the most part, we've done that. But like we mentioned, Garrigan's got some size and some physicality inside, so it does pose a challenge. You've got to really have a mindset of boxing out first, and then going and getting the rebound rather than just finding the ball. So something that definitely is going to come down to, like you said, last game we played, it came down to 1 shot, so you never know where that one offensive rebound could make the difference. So little things like that they'll pay off. So if we can take care of the boards, that'll be a plus for sure.
We're talking right now, Forest City head coach Dan Rosacker. And, Coach, tonight's the kind of game that, even though it's a regular season game, sort of has the feel of a postseason game. Obviously, winner in the game sort of takes control and takes a 1-game lead in the top of Iowa West. So some big implications in this one. What does the mental preparation for your guys look like, knowing that, obviously, they're going to be up for this game, but you want to make sure that that emotion is channeled in a good way and doesn't kind of overcome them in this game?
You're exactly right, and we've talked about that. You're going to have that emotional, charge to start the game, and everybody's excited about this game, but it's always going to come back to how you execute and if you follow the game plan you want to do. And that's, as you mentioned, something you want to have practiced and in place as you're going into tournaments. And that's kind of what this game will do. But, I think whatever team can stay focused in their game plan throughout and weather the storms, there's going to be, both teams, I'm sure, are going to have runs, and you just got to weather those a little bit and play the full amount of minutes that you have to play. And that could be, with this group, it could be an overtime or 2. You never know the way these teams are matched up and play really well. Like I said, they match up well with each other. So identical teams kind of in a way, so it should be a good night of basketball.
Wrapping up our pregame interview, Coach, what do you see as the biggest deciding factor for tonight's game?
You kind of mentioned it. I think defense, rebounding is going to be a big thing. If we can keep, the offensive boards limited for Garrigan, I think that's a big thing for them. And then we've got to do, as I mentioned earlier, a better job of covering all 5 players around the floor. Last time we played, we did a good job on 2 of the 5, and the other 3 really hurt us. So we need to make sure we cover people, and they run a lot of different sets. They run a lot of different defenses that we're going to have to recognize. So it'll come down to execution as well. So I think you asked for 1, and I named 3 things, but it's something you're going to have to play a complete game tonight if you want to be successful.
Coach. We appreciate the time today on the pregame show and wish you best of luck in tonight's game against Bishop Garrigan.
All right, thank you.
That was Forest City head coach Dan Rosacker with his pregame thoughts. When we come back, it's Bishop Garrigan and Forest City. Winner takes the lead in the top of Iowa West. It's right here on Hometown Radio KLGA and at the Algona Radio YouTube stream.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio, brought to you by these fine sports club members.
Central Financial Group, where you belong.
Down to Earth Tree Service, your local Algona Tree Service.
Styles Salon, your salon in Algona. Create yourself.
Farm and Home Services. View their listings at farmhomeservices.com.
Holmes Animal Clinic, animals large and small. They love them all.
Dance Connection and Tumbling by Michelle. Passionate about teaching, creative about dance. Visit their studio or danceconnectionbymichelle.com.
All bringing you this ball game.
Where you bank matters. Hi, I'm Sherry Bacon at Security State Bank, and we're relationship bankers. We get to know our customers and understand their financial needs. We're locally owned and operated, which means family, community, and service always comes first. So come to Security State Bank. We'll treat you like family. Security State Bank in Algona, Burt, and Laverne. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Security State Bank.
Thank you to these sports club members bringing you this game on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Good Samaritan Society, Algona's senior housing and services rooted in God's love.
Feed Mill Coffee Company, Algona's locally owned coffee shop.
Tangle Salon for all your cuts, colors, hair extensions, and massage therapy needs.
Schindler Lawn Care and Landscaping, 515-320-3840.
All bringing you this ball game. For over 40 years, Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports Surgeons have maintained one mission: to provide excellence in orthopedic care. Their team of 9 physicians offers specialized care in everything from arthroscopic same-day surgery to joint replacement, as well as hand and foot surgery, and have an orthopedic surgeon on call 24/7. Healthcare isn't about appointments, it's about taking care of people, and that's their specialty. Visit Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports Surgeons on the web at nwiabone.com.
It's time to meet the starting lineup for the Bishop Garrigan Golden Bears.
Nick Lear, senior, number 34.
And now Lear jumps the pass. It's intended for Lostrom. Runs the floor, sails in, layup good.
Amari Thomas, junior, number 33.
And Thomas sends up the pass. He runs the floor. Look out! Thomas jams it!
Tate Furch, junior, number 4.
Extra pass to Furch. Corner pocket Trey. The answer! Tate Furch ties it! 2 seconds left. Timeout for City. Tate Furch, cool as the other side of the pillow.
Carter Schwab, junior, number 24.
1.2 seconds left. Schwab, 3/4 court. Oh, and he put it in! Carter Schwab knocks down the free right before halftime.
Michael Joyce, sophomore, number 11.
And the handout play is going nowhere. Joyce picks it up in the backcourt, and he's going to flush it. Michael Joyce with the first throwdown of his high school career.
Tip-off of your game is coming up next on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
It's Bishop Garrigan, and it's Forest City tonight on Hometown Radio KLGA and at the Algona Radio YouTube live stream. The implications in this one: 2 conference games left after tonight. Right now, Forest City and Bishop Garrigan are tied in the conference standings with a 12-1 record. Forest City had the head-to-head win over Bishop Garrigan the first time around, 59-57. So winning this game moves ahead by 1 game in the conference standings and really takes control of the league for Forest City and their head coach Dan Rosacker. A 13-4 overall record. Their starting lineup: the 6'3" senior Carson Hall, the 6'3" senior Ty Dillavu, the 6' sophomore Cooper Blazer, the 6'1" junior Ty Sopko, and the 6'5" sophomore Holden Reynolds. I'm Tyler Lance alongside Beanie Bodie. Beanie, again, what a matchup tonight. Much like the girls' game of Forest, this one has some big-time conference implications. Obviously, in the girls' game, Forest City took command of the top of Iowa West, but here in this boys' game, we saw it come down to a buzzer beater last time these teams matched up. It was kind of a slow-it-down game. Forest City was able to get Bishop Garrigan out of rhythm offensively. Offensively tonight, how do the Golden Bears get it on track and have a better offensive performance against this Forest City Indian team?
Well, I expect the same thing that I expected in the girls' game. A really close contest that comes down to the end. Couldn't have gotten closer than the first time these teams matched up with that unbelievable shot. I believe there was 1.9 seconds left in the game, and Forest City pulled out. Unbelievable finish. These boys on both teams will never forget that one. Hopefully this one's just as memorable.
Yeah, last time these teams matched up, it was Cooper Blazer hitting the game-winning shot for Forest City. The sophomore, cool, calm, and collected for the Indians to win that one. Meanwhile, for Forest City, they have a 13-4 overall record, and like Bishop Garrigan, they're 12-1 in the top of Iowa West. Both of these teams, 3 games left in the season, including tonight, so you have the dual aspect here of getting ready for the postseason, really getting geared up for that, playing in a playoff type of atmosphere, a packed gym at Forest City High School, and like we said, winning this game doesn't clinch the conference title, but really takes control of the conference standings and moves atop that leaderboard. So, ton of implications in this one, a lot of pressure in this game. So, coming out calm in this game, there's playing with energy and playing with excitement, but you've got to be calm. You can't let the nerves get the best of you in this one. So, that'll certainly be something to watch in this ball game.
Well, a lot of eyes will be on Michael Joyce this evening. He was ill against North Union, did not play, and he is in the starting lineup tonight. Of course, a very important guard for Bishop Garrigan.
Well, Bishop Garrigan wearing the black uniforms tonight. The gold bears on the front, gold numerals on the front and back, and the gold trim along the side of the jerseys. Forest City, white jerseys, red Indians on the front, outlined in black, red numerals on the front and back, and black and red stripes down the side of the uniform with the FC on the side of the pants. At midcourt, the 6'3" Amari Thomas and the 6'5" Holden Reynolds. At midcourt, Reynolds controls the opening tap. Carson Hall has the basketball, and we are underway from Forest City High School. Winner in this one takes the lead in the top of Iowa West. Forest City aims towards the bucket on the left side. It's Hall, guarded by Furch in front of the Golden Bear bench. Gets it up top as he will locate the junior Sopko. One dribble and a half to Hall, who averages 9 points per game to go along with 5.8 assists. Here's a drive by Reynolds, got all the way to the rack and scored from point-blank range.
He is tall, tallest kid on the floor, and he looks fast.
That is the excellent sophomore for Forest City, Holden Reynolds, who has forced his way into the starting lineup by averaging 12 points and 8 rebounds per game on 61.5% shooting. Joyce left elbow, lets the jumper fly. It's short. Joyce got his own miss back. Threads it to Thomas underneath. Thomas got swatted by Reynolds. Chased him down from behind. Running the other way come the Forest City Indians. Joyce back after missing Friday night against North Union with an illness. Golden Bears back to full strength in this one as Forest City leads 2-0. Dribbling up top and passing over to the right is Blazer as he'll find Sopko. Now to Reynolds. Gets it around to left to Dillavu. Down towards the left corner to Blazer. Now back to the cutting Sopko left to the bucket. Out to Blazer. Enters the lane. Right side. Spins towards the left. Joyce trying to stay in front. And a traveling violation against Blazer. He'll cough it up early in this game. The key for Forest City, balance offensively. All 5 of their starters averaging at least 9 points per game. No one averaging more than 12, though, so 1 through 5, you're about the same production scoring-wise in that Indian lineup, so there's not one guy you can focus on defensively for the Golden Bears. Bishop Garrigan offensively, 65.6 points per game. Schwab gets it into Thomas, deep in the post against Reynolds, and Reynolds ejected that shot again. Thomas got it back. Furch, Lear underneath, and he scores! That was going to be a goaltend anyways because that basket was hit by Reynolds. The backboard is waving around, and the Golden Bears tied at 2.
Boy, Reynolds definitely playing above the rim so far in these first 2 minutes of the basketball game. But the pace, pretty slow. This we saw last time against Forest City. Forest City kind of slowed it down and ground out a win.
Bishop Garrigan looks like they want to play the 1-2-2 against Forest City. On the right wing, Sopko lets it rip, in and out on the three-point ball. And Lear had to go out of his hands right to Hall, and Hall floats and scores. 4-2 Forest City off the early offensive rebound. Forest City, one of the rare teams to out-rebound Bishop Garrigan last time the teams matched up. 35-24 Forest City rebounding advantage. Plus, they out-rebounded the Garrigan Bears 10-6 on the offensive glass. Normally, Garrigan's had the rebounding edge this year as the pass from First to Thomas, intercepted as Dillavu cut in front. Indians force the early turnover. Into the forecourt, it's Sopko, comes back to Dillavu, left side. The senior from the baseline wings it across in the corner to Sopko. Now out top to Hall, down the lane, deals corner pocket. It's Dillavu, the 3, it's good! 7-2 Forest City.
Wow, this home gym has been a big advantage for Forest City over the years. Looks like it's mounting again.
Forest City's been a tough opponent for Bishop Garrigan. Indians won 3 straight against the Golden Bears. Forest City 14-7 against Bishop Garrigan, going back to 2014. Joyce baseline jumpers and air ball. Lear offensive board, and Lear fouled on the arm as he tried to go back up of it. Looked like Dillavu got tied up with him down there.
It's a home court advantage, not in as much as Forest City plays great here, but they are tonight so far. But Garrigan Bears never seem to play well up here in the North Country of Forest City.
Now, this has been a nightmarish place to play for Bishop Garrigan over the years as Lear cues up the first free throw. And that is off the back of the iron, no good. But Golden Bears have won in some places that have been tough for them to win in this season. Of course, Lake Mills has been a tough place in recent years for Golden Bears to go to. They won there. Winning at Algona in the crosstown game was something they hadn't done in a few years. Did that this season as the free throw up and good for Lear. So another similar obstacle for the Golden Bears to overcome in tonight's game. Not to mention the North Union gym they won in on Friday night. That is always a tough place to play as both Forest City and Garrigan have found out firsthand. High-low look to Reynolds, he reverses. Thomas swats it off the glass. He says, right back at you, Holden Reynolds. Schwab runs the floor, forces the pass over to Furch, and it is out of bounds as Furch couldn't control it. Schwab tried to power that pass through the contact of the defense, and the Golden Bears cough it up.
Garrigan looking for some rhythm offensively. They've gotten a couple shots at the basket, nothing real smooth yet. The other night, it was Furch that started the shooting off. Someone needs to get them going.
7-3 Forest City, 5 minutes on the clock in quarter number 1. It's Blazer left side. The 11-point-per-game scoring sophomore deals it to Sopko, jumps in the corner, pass to Dillavu, blocked by Lear. He rejected the three-point shot. Second game in a row, he's had a three-point shot block.
Boy, he gets a lot of those blocks with that incredible wingspan that Lear has, and he can jump, so no three-point shot is safe from the quarter. He was in the lane when he came out to block that.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen anyone block as many threes as Nick Lear has. He gets out there quick, and he's got hops, too. He's not one of those lumbering bigs who can't get off the ground. He can fly, folks. Reynolds on the high post, deals it out to the right to Sopko. Sopko from the foul line, corner pocket towards Dillavu. Pass in the lane, knocked away by the Golden Bears. Joyce trying to run the floor, dribbled it off his leg, though. Right back to Forest City. Blazer passing inside, but a traveling violation. Blazer traveled before he could find Dillavu on the pass.
Well, 2 guards, 2 turnovers, and I think they both got ahead of themselves. They got eager to look up the floor and didn't control their feet and the ball.
Yeah, both the guards saying, hey, the pace is a little bit slow here. Let's get out and run on this one. As Furch gives the ball to Joyce with 4:35 on the clock. Schwab and Joyce, last time these teams matched up, combined for just 9 points on 3 of 16 shooting, including 2 of 6 on 3-point balls. As Joyce dropped the dribble, almost had it taken away by Hall, but he gives it off to Furch. Schwab down in the right corner, looks into Lear, swatted away by Reynolds, protecting the interior, and Blazer comes the other way. Blazer gives off to the trailing Dillavu, now right back to Blazer. The sophomore brings it back up to the Forest City logo at midcourt. Joyce shadowing him on defense. 4:08 left in the first quarter, over to the right to Reynolds. Now lob back to the near side to Blazer. Blazer, bounce pass corner to Hall, looking into the lane, pass swatted out of bounds by Lear. That was just like that last 3-point shot block, but that time it was a pass intended, and Lear sent it out of bounds.
Yeah, and Schwab and Lear are just getting closer and closer to getting that trap in the corner. It's just they got to get there a little quicker. If they trap the corner right there, they can get an interception on the backside, as Trayton Sink has come in the game to play that backside position.
Furch checks out for Bishop Garrigan. Sink, one of those key bench players in the first matchup between these teams, as Forest City really forced other players besides Schwab and Joyce to score and beat them. Forest City for the ball right now. Blazer dropped it, picked it up, tried to hand it off to Hall on the dribble. Hall blew a tire, and the ball's out of bounds.
Now let's see if Garrigan can get something going. They've got a couple looks inside, but Reynolds has been a pest. He's been all over the backboard. He is a much improved player. I remember seeing him as a JV player over the years, thinking, boy, if that guy grows, he's going to be something, and he has grown. He's a big kid now, and he is owning the lane here.
Yeah, and he moves well on defense, too. His feet never really get stuck down there. Approaching the 3.5-minute mark of quarter number 1. Lear in the high post for Bishop Garrigan, back to the bucket. Tried to give and go to Schwab, but ball got tapped away by Sopko into the hands of Reynolds. Forest City across the half court with Blazer. Indians averaging just under 63 points per game this season. Garrigan only allowing 47.5, though, as Dillavu tries a corner 3. That's a bit too strong, and Schwab fights for the contested rebound. Runs the floor, threads the pass to Joyce. Sails in, drew contact. He put it down and drew the foul. Reynolds can't believe it, and Joyce has a chance for a 3-point play.
And that is the first foul on Reynolds. Well, I'm sure throughout the season, Forest City has a foul tracker on Reynolds because he's a key big man to their game, so I'm sure this very knowledgeable Forest City basketball crowd keeps track of those fouls, but that's the first on Reynolds.
Well, Forest City, 2 team fouls, like you said, 1 on Reynolds, and Joyce heading to the charity stripe, where he's a 58% foul shooter, and that free throw is a swish. 7-6, that's a 3-point play by Michael Joyce, and Forest City's lead trimmed down to 1. First 3 points of the game by Joyce, as Forest City dribbles up top of Blazer. The sophomore heads right around the screen by Hall. Sink doing a great job staying in front of Blazer. Ball into the corner to Sopko. Pass goes inside. Golden Bears tip it away. Mahler takes it, and he shovels to Thomas. Great job tiptoeing the baseline by Mahler. Schwab the other direction, around towards the left, feeds Sink in the corner. Sink pumps, lobs inside. Nice catch by Mahler. Trying to return the ball to Sink, and Forest City knocks it away again. Tough to pass the ball today for the Golden Bears. Indians doing a great job getting their hands on everything. Reynolds slicing in, drove right by Thomas, missed on the layup. The follow-up and good, though, as Dillavu sets it in.
2.5 to go in the first. We're picking it up a little bit. Schwab looks to push the tempo, but now he pulls it back out.
9-6 in favor of Forest City right now. As Joyce dribbles around the arc, he enters the lane as the Indians playing that triangle and 2 defense against the Golden Bears. Something Golden Bears saw a lot of in that first matchup. Here's the screen by Thomas. Joyce pulling up, and the three-pointer is blocked by Hall. Reynolds takes it, tries to give it right back to Hall. Hall trying to shovel it into play, but he stepped out of bounds as Forest City can't capitalize on transition. But a nice blocked free by Hall as Joyce tried to pull the trigger.
Yeah, I remember this last matchup. Forest City did that a lot to Carson Hall. He would get a run out and someone would throw it over his head. They must think Carson can fly a little faster than he can.
9-6 Forest City, 2:12 left in the first quarter. Joyce at the controls for Bishop Garrigan. Across the Forest City logo at half court comes Joyce. Will bounce the pass over to Schwab. Now left side to Sink. Looking in for Lear. Lear one-on-one with Reynolds. Lear fades back. Reynolds ejected that shot again. Loose basketball, and Joyce is able to chase it down on the backcourt with 17 on the shot clock. And then he had his pocket picked by Hall. Hall running the floor. He drives in, tried to dunk it, and he lost the basketball. Got it back. It's underneath. Layup up and good. Jacob Smith off the bench for the 2. Forest City had the 2-on-1 there against Schwab and missed on the dunk, but they still capitalized to make it 11-6. And Bishop Garrigan asks for a timeout. 1:38 left in the first quarter as the Golden Bears trail by 5 right now, and a 30-second timeout called by Coach Meister. Offensively, once again, Bishop Garrigan trying to find their way against Forest City, and this seems to be the story every time Bishop Garrigan plays the Indians.
Yeah, Bears are facing just a 5-point deficit. Where if you're shooting 3-pointers, you think that's 2 possessions, but Coach Meister knows that this team has a way of inching out ahead. You want to make sure you keep them close all the time. He didn't like what he was seeing going on offensively, which has been resulting in a lot of Reynolds blocks and a block shot out on Joyce. And it is really tough to design offense to go against a triangle and 2. Everything that you think is going to work, that you work on in practice, just kind of goes out the window when you see that defense.
We'll see if Bishop Garrigan made any adjustments during that timeout. It was more of a fiery timeout by Bishop Garrigan as they're really trying to get locked in here with 1:38 left in the first quarter. Indians have won their last 3 against the Golden Bears. The first match of this year, Ty Sopko led all scores of 16 points. Bishop Garrigan got 14 points by Tate Furch and by Amari Thomas, as Thomas had a double-double in that game with 10 boards. And they also got 13 by Drew Mahler, so there's a lot of guys outside of Schwab and Joyce contributing to that game, but Forest City would win at 59-57. Joyce on the wing, pursued by Hall, comes up top to Furch. Lob near side to Sink. Into Mahler, got knocked away again by Reynolds, but the Golden Bears keep the basketball. 7 on the shot clock. Joyce between the circles, deep 3, missed it left. Loose rebound on the floor again, scrap for the rebound, and that's going to be a tie-up. Forest City's Willie Holmes in for the first time today, down there with Drew Mahler to force the tie-up. Possession arrow towards Bishop Garrigan.
All right, this has got the feeling with a minute left in the quarter of the best scoring opportunity Garrigan's going to have here. They got the ball out of bounds under the basket. They got a good set play. They need to get a bucket here.
Yeah, sometimes those inbounds plays can be your best asset as Lear pops up beyond the 3-point arc to catch it. Threw it to Joyce, who almost wasn't ready for the basketball, but was able to catch it last second. Mahler to the left wing to Furch, now inside to Lear, back to the bucket, to Sink in the short corner. Reynolds quickly gets out there to get the hand in the face of Sink. Furch driving across the lane, his pass deflected and taken by Holmes for Forest City. And once again, the Golden Bears find not a lot of space in the passing lanes, a lot of wingspan on this Forest City team.
Yeah, they're really clogging up that lane. Every time Garrigan tries to drive and make something happen, it's cut off.
In the high post, it's Reynolds, shovels it outside to Blazer. Blazer at 35 in the game clock, 19 on the shot clock. To the right to Smith, now back to Blazer. Blazer with the left-handed dribble, whips it inside to Holmes. Golden Bears squeezed that down and knocked it away. Ball deflected to Hall, his floater won't go. Ball rolls between the legs of Mahler, but he dives on top of it and gets it out to Lear as the Golden Bears collect the rebound. 20 seconds left in the quarter. Bishop Garrigan have the final shot if they want it. Shot clock is off. Joyce gets the screen by Furch. Joyce trying to drive, deals to Lear in the short corner left side. Back out to Furch on the wing. Lear screens. Furch pivots around. Fires the pass near side to Sink. Sink getting bumped by Smith. 4 on the game clock. Furch with 2, with 1. He's dribbling towards the right. And a blocking foul for City with 1 second left. That was just their 3rd team foul. Just 1 on the game clock here.
Well, Garrigan has a chance with 1 second to maybe lob it backside to Lear, who can elevate and maybe tip it in. They're going to bring a lot of subs in to make sure no one gets a foul. Forest City, that is.
Yeah, Forest City, 4 subs off the bench. Riley Eastfold into the ball game as he checks in. Also checking in for Forest City, Corey Forson. As they'll try to keep their starters out of foul trouble here. 1 second left, Schwab looking. Schwab lobs it in for Thomas. Thomas catches but can't get the shot off, and that'll bring an end to the first quarter. A stifling defensive effort so far by Forest City. The Indians lead the Golden Bears 11-6 on Hometown Radio KLGA and at the Elgota Radio YouTube channel.
We've got more Sports Club members making this broadcast possible on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Algona Frame and Auto Body. We meet by accident.
Water connection from softeners to bottled water and service. Call 295-SOFT.
Algona Pizza Ranch. There's so much to love.
Cotton Grave Farm Management and Land Realty, downtown Algona. Trusted for farmland service needs since 1960.
Algona Livestock. Sales every Monday.
Countryside Barbecue Sauce. 2 sauces for all seasons.
All bringing you this broadcast on the radio.
We've got more sports club members making this broadcast possible on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
TAFE Wellness Center in Algona and Armstrong, keeping athletes in the game with chiropractic care. Take charge of your health.
Lichter's Garage Door Service and new installations. A reputation you can trust. Call 515-295-5988.
Ed Service Station. Service you can trust.
J&J Custom Meats, continuing the traditions in Whittemore.
Ulrich Construction. Let them do the work.
Sports Club members bringing you this game.
We begin the second quarter from Forest City High School. The Indians leading the Golden Bears of Bishop Garrigan 11-6 right now, as Forest City has the basketball moving right to left on the radio dial. Eastfold passing quickly inside to Delvaux, right back out to Eastfold, and Eastfold true on that three-point ball. Eastfold, one of those subs who came in with 1 second left in the first quarter and converts on that free off the bench. 14-6 Indians, their first double-digit lead. Joyce looking for Furch, top of the arc. Forest City flowing quickly on defense as Furch dribbles right in the paint. Thomas to the foul line. Pivots around and finds Joyce curling around. Joyce driving downhill, steps back, one-legged jumper, and it's left short. Ball pinballs in the hands of Eastfold on the rebound. Into the forecourt comes Forest City with Cooper Blazer. Blazer left being set up here for the Forest City offense as he works the ball towards the right. Eastfold down near the corner, onto the baseline towards Delvaux, now back out to Eastfold. Indians snap the ball into the lane towards Forson. Outside again, they're moving it quickly around the perimeter now. Eastfold right side of 16 on the shot clock, pestered by Furch. Back into the lane to Forson, out to Eastfold. Eastfold another three, that one short, and Lear elevates in for the rebound. Schwab pushing on the gas pedal right now for the Golden Bears. Deals to Furch. Eyed the three, he'll drive instead, try to defend the pass to Thomas, and Forson knocked it away for Forest City. Golden Bears have the right idea there. Maybe if you can get down a transition, it'll be easier for the Golden Bears to get there before Forest City can set up that box or that triangle 2 defense. 6:40 on the clock for the Indians. Eastfold works it around the arc. Sopko in the right corner, into the lane, fading for the jumper, and getting popped by Leo. That time is Delvaux. Delvaux draws the foul, and he'll shoot 2 free throws. Delvaux at the line this season, just under 74%. Forest City as a team, though, just 56%, so they've had a few issues from the charity stripe. But right now, up 14-6 over the Golden Bears, and much like the girls' team did earlier, moving the ball extremely effectively so far on offense. First free throw, no good for Delvaux. Left it short, and Hall enters the ball game, replacing Blazer for the Indians. Golden Bears continue to roll with their original starting 5. Schwab, Furch, Joyce, Thomas, and Lear. 3 points so far in this ball game by Lear, 3 by Joyce, and that's been it for the Golden Bears. So the second free throw, that one misses as well. Forced an offensive rebound, and he gets back outside for the Indians. Boy, Coach Meister talked a lot about taking away second chances for Forest City in this game, but that was a big offensive rebound early here, 6:24 on the clock. Pass comes near side to Hall in the wing, now down to the left corner to Eastfold. Lear trying to front his man inside to prevent the ball from entering the lane as Hall dribbles to the right elbow. Gets it out to Delvaux, now left corner, pass to Eastfold, tipped out of bounds by the Golden Bears as the Indians will keep it. 6:11 on the clock here for Forest City. As Eastfold will be the inbounder. One step to the left of the Garrigan bench. Gets it into play to Sopko, now the Hall on the left wing. Golden Bears have played primarily zone here tonight. Bounce pass goes inside, and Schwab takes it away. 3-on-1 break for the Golden Bears. Schwab barrels into Hall. Hall took it out of his pocket. What a steal for the Indians. Out towards Forson. Tiptoes the sideline, and he stayed in. Sopko down underneath. Finds Delvaux, lays it up and in. Boy, Forest City excellent on defense and turning that into a great transition possession offensively. Good complementary basketball on both ends. Schwab steps back. Bullet underneath to Lear. Lear puts it up, and he puts it in. Looked like for a second there he may have had that extra pass to Thomas, but took it himself and converts it for the 2.
That's great recovery by Schwab. He just got his pocket picked. That's frustrating, but he comes right back and makes a great assist to Lear.
16-8 Forest City. 5:26 left in the first half. Hall top of the arc. Lobs it in the lane to Forson. Forson banging in with Lear, trying to back him into the bucket, and it'll be a 3-second call. A 3-second call against Forest City as the Indians will return Holden Reynolds and Cooper Blazer to the ball game. Forson and Eastfold head to the Pine. 5:18 left in the first half. Bishop Garrigan trying to break through offensively. Down 16-8 against Forest City. Both teams playing well defensively up to this point. As Joyce will walk it across half court. Averaging just under 4 assists per goal game for the Golden Bears. Around the arc it goes to Schwab. Lear sets the screen. Schwab top of the arc, lets it fly. Missed the free ball left. And the fight for the rebound again taken by Forest City as Reynolds is right there. Blazer on the gas pedal into the front court, finds the trailing Hall, looking to sidestep Joyce. In the lane, deals outside to Sopko, now around towards the corner. Back in the lane to Hall. Left corner goes to Blazer, sidesteps, that's a long two, and he buries it. That was the exact spot he hit the buzzer beater against Bishop Garrigan earlier as the Indians steal the inbounds pass. Hall, outside Blazer, lets it rip. Little strong on the three-point ball. This team would have exploded if that had gone down. Offensive board for Hall, and he'll get it back outside. Indians working around the perimeter again as they've been relentless on the glass so far tonight. Here's a three-point ball by Sopko. He left that one short. Reynolds had it briefly, but Schwab peels it away. And a foul in the arm by Forest City. Golden Bears fortunate to get out of that possession without more damage being done. Down just 18-8 right now.
Well, that was a change of pace. That possession really picked up the tempo in this gym.
Now Schwab for Bishop Garrigan will inbound to Joyce. We're down to 4:24 left in the first half. Golden Bears have been held to just 2 points so far in this quarter. Furch on the right wing, bounce pass up top to Lear, looking left to Schwab. Lear screens, Schwab gets it up to Joyce. Golden Bears have been trying to set that high screen, but ball got deflected into the backcourt. Joyce and Hall fighting for it, and it's taken all the way back to the opposing baseline. It was tipped back there, though, so it's not an over and back as Joyce barrels across half court and gets it to Furch. 14 on the shot clock. Schwab on the left wing, looking back to the corner to Furch. He fakes, he'll drive. Schwab working left baseline, falls down as he throws it into play, but it's taken away by Hall. Hall runs the floor, Hall down the paint, Hall off glass, and he spun it up and in. Forest City really takes his opportunities to get out in transition and takes advantage of them. 20-8 Indians.
Holden Reynolds was right there for a putback dunk. Wisely kept his hands out of the cylinder. Doesn't get the basket erased due to goaltending.
And a timeout again by Bishop Garrigan. It'll be a 60-second timeout coming for the Golden Bears. Bishop Garrigan will try to get it figured out offensively. We'll take the timeout as well. From Forest City is the score right now, 20-8 Indians.
Thank you to these Sports Club members bringing you this game on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Good Samaritan Society, Algona's senior housing and services rooted in God's love.
Feed Mill Coffee Company, Algona's locally owned coffee shop.
Tangle Salon for all your cuts, colors, hair extensions, and massage therapy needs.
Schindler Lawn Care and Landscaping, 515-320-3840.
All bringing you this ball game. For over 40 years, Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports surgeons have maintained one mission: to provide excellence in orthopedic care. Their team of 9 physicians offers specialized care in everything from arthroscopic same-day surgery to joint replacement, as well as hand and foot surgery, and have an orthopedic surgeon on call 24/7. Healthcare isn't about appointments, it's about taking care of people, and that's their specialty. Visit Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports surgeons on the web at nwiabone.com.
Forest City 20, Bishop Garrigan 8 with 3:38 left in the second quarter. Right now it just feels like the Indians just a half step faster than the Golden Bears, and Bishop Garrigan is still trying to figure things out offensively against a tough Indian defense. Bishop Garrigan has the ball coming out of the timeout. It'll be Joyce collecting the inbounds pass from Furch. Returns the ball to Furch in front of the Golden, make that in front of the Indian bench. Down to our right. Thomas, top of the arc, hands it off to Joyce. So far, Thomas has been held scoreless in this one. As Furch has it on the right wing, looking into Thomas. Ball got knocked away, but that's a foul from behind as Dillavu ran into Thomas on his way to try to cut in front and steal that ball.
Yeah, Thomas got pushed. The ball went out to Furch, who drained the shot after the whistle. But, boy, anything going through the net right now for Garrigan would be great. 3:22 left at half. They're stuck at 8 points for quite a while now.
Furch from the baseline, looking out towards Sink in the short corner, left side, lets it rip. Jumper is short, deadens on the rim, and in there for the rebound is Smith for Forest City. Jogging across half court is Blazer. Just 2 points so far for Blazer tonight, but 1 through 5, Forest City playing excellent defense. Sopko in the right corner. The junior for Forest City shovels it out to the sophomore Blazer, a 3:04 on the clock. Blazer now edge of the logo with Sink in front of him. Blazer takes one dribble towards the right and delivers the ball into the hands of Dillavu. Bounce pass up top to Holmes. 10 on the shot clock. Holmes bounce pass to Sopko near side. Back up to Smith. Smith driving and left in the paint with 6 on the shot clock. Bounce pass corner to Sopko. Sopko gets it over to the right. He'll find Dillavu. Dillavu has to hoist at the horn. Missed it left, and Furch flies in for the rebound. Almost got tapped from behind there by Smith, but Furch was able to hang on to his feet there and bring it across half court. Furch had that 15-point night against North Union Friday night, passing to Thomas, and got fouled from behind by Holmes. Bishop Garrigan's really trying to get that ball inside. Forest City making it tough, but past couple possessions, Bishop Garrigan's picked up a couple of fouls against the Indians.
But good positioning by Thomas and that concerted effort to get him the ball is resulting in foul calls.
It'll be Furch of 2:31 on the clock to inbound. 20-8 Forest City. Indians outscoring the Golden Bears 9-2 so far in the second quarter. In the lane, Sink, and he dropped the basketball. Rolled right to Furch. Furch off glass, missed the shot. Thomas snatches the rebound, but had it stripped away. The Indians take away a couple of opportunities inside the paint for the Golden Bears. Outside is Blazer, looking to step back as Sink stays right on top of him with 2:17 on the clock. Forson hands the ball right back off to Blazer, and he's able to reset his dribble. Backs up near half court as Sink creeps out to defend him. The Garrigan senior on the Forest City sophomore. Blazer back in between the circles with 15 on the shot clock, lobs it near side to Sopko. Sopko takes it down the lane, rises for a mid-range shot, and he tried to shot put it into the right hand, but it didn't go. Lear grabs another board. Michael Joyce, the Bishop Garrigan sophomore, second team all-conference selection last year across the half-court line, gets the ball left wing to Furch. Looking inside for Thomas, he'll get it to Lear at the elbow instead. Lear will drive, he'll pull up, he'll float, he'll miss the shot though. Ball tapped out of bounds, and we'll say Thomas touched that one last. Forest City gets it back. They dared Lear to shoot it there, and he took that mid-range shot, but couldn't hit, and the Golden Bears still stuck in single digits as Schwab will dust off the cobwebs and return to the ball game.
Well, this is so unusual for this Bishop Garrigan team offense to not get anything clicking here with 1:30 left to go till half, stuck on 8 points. It is grinding this out for sure.
Well, in the first matchup, Schwab and Joyce combined for just 9 points. So far, they've combined for just 3 as Hall cans a foul line jumper.
I mean, they are just scraping and clawing anything they can do to get baskets, and then nothing is going through the net.
And Forest City continues to squeeze the Golden Bears early in this game. 22-8 Indians. The Pep Band getting into it. Schwab hits the spin move. The help defense is there, but Schwab draws the foul. That'll be number 4 against Forest City. I believe that was on the floor as the help defense anticipated that spin that Schwab likes, but you could potentially get the Indians in a little foul trouble, and they will say that was actually an act of shooting. So Schwab will shoot here. That's the second foul on Holmes. Schwab, a 15-point per game scorer, shooting 56% from the charity stripe this season, and taking the most free throw attempts in the conference this year as he converts on the first foul shot to make it 22-9. Forest City leading Bishop Garrigan with 1:10 left in the first half, but a lot can happen over the final 1:10 still. Much like we said in the girls' game, momentum at the end of the half was important in that one, and Forest City got a lot of it. Can Garrigan chip into this a little bit and get it down to single digits before halftime? The 13-4 Indians going up against the 16-2 Golden Bears. Bishop Garrigan on their 9-game win streak right now as they're down by 12 right now to the Indians. Under 1 minute left in the half. Hall spins around, gets it out top to Sopko. Sopko drives in left side. Sopko floater. That won't go. And right there for the rebound is Joyce. That was a jump shot reminiscent of what we saw from Tommy Miller over the years as Joyce threads to Sink. Got the defender to jump, and the layup settles into the cup for Sink. Once again, we saw that backboard being slapped by Forest City. They are aggressively hunting out those blocked shots so far tonight.
Well, they've got some points going this last minute and a half. There's 4 more on the board, running the floor, resulting in some points.
22-12 Forest City. They were looking for Holmes inside, couldn't find him though as he and Thomas are going to war down there on the block. Bounce pass to Holmes, they find him. Holmes spins towards the right, shoots over Thomas. Tough shot, but it settles into the cup.
It was a good D by Thomas. He did about everything he could. Just a better offensive move by Holmes.
10 seconds on the game clock. Shot clock now off. Joyce dribbling on the right side of the court with 6 seconds. Brings it back to the left. Explodes. Stops. Whips the pass to Thomas. Out to Sink in the short corner. Lets her up with a horn. And that shot is no good. A bit too strong by Sink. And the first half is over. A defensive masterclass being put on by Forest City so far. Indians lead the Golden Bears 24-12 on Hometown Radio KLGA and at the Algona Radio YouTube live stream.
More Sports Club members.
Lusher Family Dentistry, serving your family since 1965 on Call Street in Algona.
Algona Plumbing and Heating, where a good flush beats a full house.
Kasuth Regional Health Center, your home for health care.
Walker Chiropractic and Wellness, caring for Algona, Sway City, and surrounding areas with chiropractic, nutritional, and physical therapy services.
Reeves Wicked Good Bar and Grill. For wicked good food, drinks, and service, you gotta go to Reeves.
High Point Land Company, your trusted land partner in Algona.
All bringing you this game on the radio.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio, brought to you by these fine sports club members.
Signworks Inc. For all your signage needs and printed apparel, stop in or call 295-9544.
New Way K&H Co-op, delivering exceptional value through knowledge and innovation.
West Bend Ford, meeting your service, new and used vehicle needs.
Tom Eischen Sales, your store in the country, carrying Steel and Toro products and Green Mountain pellet grills.
PMC Advantage Insurance Services, insuring our neighbors for over 80 years.
All sponsors of this game broadcast.
Where you bank matters. Hi, I'm Sherry Bacon at Security State Bank, and we're relationship bankers. We get to know our customers and understand their financial needs. We're locally owned and operated, which means family, community, and service always comes first. So come to Security State Bank. We'll treat you like family. Security State Bank in Algona, Burt, and Laverne. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Security State Bank.
For over 40 years, Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports Surgeons have maintained one mission: to provide excellence in orthopedic care. Their team of 9 physicians offers specialized care in everything from arthroscopic same-day surgery to joint replacement, as well as hand and foot surgery, and have an orthopedic surgeon on call 24/7. Healthcare isn't about appointments, it's about taking care of people, and that's their specialty. Visit Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports Surgeons on the web at nwiabone.com.
Halftime right now at Forest City High School as the Indians lead the Bishop Garrigan Golden Bears 24-12 in this boys top of Iowa West matchup. Joining us right now to recap the girls' game is Bishop Garrigan head coach Brandon Schwab. Coach, a tough one tonight, obviously, for the Golden Bears here against Forest City. What's the message to the girls after the game wrapped up as you guys try to move on to the next one here at the end of the season?
So we got to get better. We got to get back in practice and get better is it.
Well, Coach, offensively tonight, Indians made things tough on you guys. What did you feel, kind of short-circuited the offense in this ball game?
Just a lot what they did defensively. I mean, when the brackets come out tomorrow, there ain't a 3A team in the state that wants to play Forest City. I promise that. So there's not a better 3A team in the state of Iowa other than Forest City.
Yeah, Forest City impressive tonight. Jenna Donchie had a big impact inside the paint tonight. Defensively, what did you try to do against Donchie, and why did you feel Forest City was kind of able to navigate around that?
Well, we didn't play any defense tonight, so we really didn't defend anybody. So no, the things we did in a game plan didn't equate to the court tonight, so we didn't play any defense tonight.
Well, Coach, there haven't been a whole lot of losses this season for the Golden Bears, but after the past couple, you've really kind of challenged your team to get back on track after that. What's the challenge now to the team here going into the final 2 regular season games?
Well, we're going to get better defensively, and we're going to be a lot better come Friday. I promise that. The next 2 days aren't going to be very fun for our girls. We need to get back and understand the amount of effort we need to compete at a high level, and we didn't show any of it tonight.
Coach, we appreciate you stopping by, and we'll talk to you next week.
Thank you.
That's Bishop Garrigan Golden Bear head coach Brandon Schwab here on Hometown Radio KLGA as the Golden Bear girls drop this one against Forest City tonight. Meanwhile, at the half, the Bishop Garrigan boys down 24-12. We'll take a look at a few of those first half numbers coming up after this on Hometown Radio KLGA.
When you need cash on the go, there's no need to pay a surcharge fee with MoneyPass. Iowa State Bank is proud to be part of the MoneyPass network of surcharge-free ATMs found nationwide. Look for the green and blue MoneyPass symbol on over 32,000 ATMs across the nation. Or find an ATM near your vacation spot or travel destination at moneypass.com. MoneyPass, another way that Iowa State Bank helps people succeed. Member FDIC.
Thank you to these sports club members bringing you this game.
Runkey Brothers Full Service. Experience the Runkey Brothers difference for all your auto service and repair needs.
Nutrient Ag Solutions of Irvington and Laverne for all your crop input needs.
Erpelding Boyd and Company CPAs. They're not just about taxes.
Hy-Vee. Use the Fuel Saver card. Fill your cart, fuel your car.
North Iowa Appliance Center, Highway 18 East in Algona, where they sell the best and service the rest.
Erpelding Excavating Enterprises. Let them take care of your grading, excavating, and drainage needs.
All bringing you this ball game. For over 40 years, Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports Surgeons have maintained one mission: to provide excellence in orthopedic care. Their team of 9 physicians offers specialized care in everything from arthroscopic same-day surgery to joint replacement, as well as hand and foot surgery, and have an orthopedic surgeon on call 24/7. Healthcare isn't about appointments, it's about taking care of people, and that's their specialty. Visit Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports Surgeons on the web at nwiabone.com.
As we come back, it's halftime here on Hometown Radio KLGA and at the Algona Radio YouTube live stream. As always, we appreciate Bishop Garrigan, Golden Bear head coach Brandon Schwab stopping by here at halftime to recap the girls' game. Obviously, a tough one in that one for the Golden Bears, 63-37, as the Golden Bears get back to action on Friday night against West Hancock. And it's been much the same story so far in the boys' game. Maybe a little different looking game, but same result up to this point. Golden Bears trail the Forest City Indians 24-12 at the half. Scoring-wise for Forest City, they're led by 7 points on the board so far from Ty Dillaboo. Carson Hall scored 6 in this one as well. Nick Lear leads the Golden Bears with 5 points. Scoring by quarter, it was 11-6 Forest City in the first quarter and 13-6 Forest City in the second quarter, as that's been the story so far tonight. Defense by the Indians. I'm Tyler Lance alongside Beanie Bodie. Beanie, just seems right now like the Golden Bears, they aren't generating any space on offense. There's no room to operate. Passing the lane's been extremely crowded at the length of Forest City, and the Golden Bears, once again against the Indians, not flowing smoothly on offense tonight. They just haven't found the solution to go up against this tough Indian defense.
No, this defense for the Indians is really focused on taking Schwab and Joyce out of the picture, putting all the pressure on the full 5 players out there, and it hasn't been working very well. They only had 8 points with about a minute and a half left to go in the half. That is not what Garrigan's accustomed to. They can score the ball pretty darn well. They were making a concerted effort to get that ball inside, and they were getting it done. But I don't know, Tyler, what's the analogy we use when something's really difficult? Like, is it like pulling teeth? Is it like herding cats? What's the analogy for when things are just really tough sledding? Is that one?
Either one of those would certainly apply. Yeah, tough sledding, another one, certainly for Bishop Garrigan. And part of that, boy, Holden Reynolds inside has been a paint protector for Forest City. He's been all over the floor trying to deny the ball from Omari Thomas, who has 0 points so far in this ball game. And Reynolds just moves so well. He can switch off of one player to another one really quickly. He gets his hands in the passing lane and bats balls away. Bishop Garrigan is just not getting the ball from one place to the other very cleanly. And part of that is Holden Reynolds is deflecting anything that gets even close to his wingspan.
Yeah, Holden Reynolds started the contest out by catching the ball on the elbow, just a little bit deeper than the elbow, almost to the three-point line. Took 2 hard dribbles and got all the way to the rack super fast, and it was just kind of an eye-opener for everybody here in this gym, including the teams. They're like, wow, this guy is good. He is fast, he's big, and he's really playing a game for the Indians.
Well, the Indians right now up 24-12 over the Golden Bears, as winner in this game moves to first place in the top of Iowa West. If you include tonight, 3 conference games left for each team. Both the Indians and the Golden Bears right now 12-1 as the Indians try for the season sweep over Bishop Garrigan. 2 minutes to go until the second half. We'll come back after this on Hometown Radio KLGA and the Algona Radio YouTube channel.
Where you bank matters. Hi, I'm Sherry Bacon at Security State Bank, and we're relationship bankers. We get to know our customers and understand their financial needs. We're locally owned and operated, which means family, community, and service always comes first. So come to Security State Bank. We'll treat you like family. Security State Bank in Algona, Burt, and Laverne. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Security State Bank.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio, brought to you by these fine sports club members.
AK's Chrome Kitchen. When you come in, your family.
Farmers State Bank is proud to be part of our community. Offices in Algona, Whittemore, and West Bend.
Stroman Dental, giving you something to smile about.
Bill's Auto and Truck Repair. Service is the difference.
Trend Salon, your complete family hair salon. It's all about you.
Oak Crest Funeral Services, celebrating a life lived.
All bringing you this game on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
About ready to get in gear for the second half from Forest City High School, where the home crowd has been delighted tonight by their Forest City Indians. It's been a good environment, the pep band playing, big crowd here tonight for this key top of Iowa West matchup, and so far, Forest City has not disappointed their fans, up 24-12 over the Bishop Garrigan Golden Bears. It all starts on the defensive end, and part of that is figuring out the triangle and 2 that Forest City has played about as effectively as anyone against Joyce and Schwab. Schwab, 2 points in the first half, Joyce just 3, and of course, Golden Bears this year, they're more than just Joyce and Schwab, but you do want to see their scoring get on track here, Bishop Garrigan, to really spark this offense in the second half.
Yeah, well, I do expect that offense to really turn things around. Those Garrigan Bears are just not going to lay down and let this roll. I still expect a close finish to this game, just like we saw over in the Garrigan gym about a month ago. We'll see how these teams come out in the third quarter. I think the Bears have typically come out of the half and won the third quarter. We'll see if they can do so here.
Well, Bishop Garrigan this season, they've played in 18 games, and in only 3 of those games have they been outscored in the third quarter. So Bishop Garrigan's really been a second half team so far this season. Can they be that once again. In fact, they've both only been outscored the third quarter twice, I beg your pardon. One of them was in the Forest City game the first time around, though, and one was against Newell Fonda. Every other third quarter, Bishop Garrigan's had the edge, and they'll want it here in this third to get it back down to a single-digit game. Right now, 24-12. Garrigan has the ball, bucketed towards the left. They get the high-low look to Lear, fades back. Top shot won't go. Thomas rebound, puts it back over Reynolds, and draws the foul. Well, that's a nice start to the second half. Foul number 3 against Holden Reynolds, as Thomas will shoot 2.
Good looking play. Got it from post to post. They missed the first shot, but got the rebound. That's what we're accustomed to seeing here. Good battle down low. And, yeah, big-time foul on Reynolds playing with 3. Of course, you don't want to foul out of the game, and it changes the way you play. He won't be swatting at that ball as aggressively.
Thomas misses on the first free throw. Ranked in the top 5 in the top of Iowa West as far as free throw attempts per game. And shooting at about 73%. Trying to knock down the second one here. As we begin the second half, just 13 seconds in, Thomas splits the pair, and it's 24-13 for City. Indians now their first offensive possession of the second half. With the ball in the full court right now for the Indians, it's Ty Dillevue, who had 7 points in the first half to lead all scorers. Around to the right, Sopko, now down to Blazer in the right corner, guarded by Joyce. Blazer stops his dribble, gets it out top to Sopko, who shovels it to Dillevue. Dillevue around towards the right, looking inside for Reynolds. Physical battle off Lear. Lear of the poke away, and Joyce collects the ball. Coach Rosacker calling for a foul. He won't get it. Golden Bears on the floor. Ball tipped to Thomas. Thomas got rejected by Dillevue.
Well, the Bears got the stop they needed. They're going to have it under their basket, cut in this lead, 24-13. 7:18 left to go in the third. We just mentioned how the Bears have typically won the third quarter. They've been good at coming out of that halftime locker room. And I agree. They've shown a little more energy right now.
And that's going to be the key. Move a little quicker, show a little more energy, get out and run if you can force a turnover or two. Schwab looking. Nothing open in the lane. He'll get it out to Thomas. Thomas to Furch. One step left of center. Hands it right back off to Schwab. The Garrigan Jr. wants to get going downhill. Dump off for Thomas. He puts it up, and he missed from point blank. Got the defender to fly by, but couldn't get the finish.
Beautiful near assist by Schwab. Thomas just couldn't get that thing to go.
One of the few good looks Garrigan's had in this game. They've not been used to getting any open looks in this one up to this point. Dillevue over to the right side to Sopko, now down to the baseline to Dillevue. Into the lane, Reynolds, a nice catch, shoots over Lear, and he banks it in. That ball thought about creeping back out, but settled down into the cup. 26-13 right now for City, and when Reynolds gets the ball in that kind of position, it's going to be very difficult for Bishop Garrigan to stop him. Furch at the edge of the Forest City logo at midcourt, finds Joyce, lobs into Thomas, it's poked away, and it's taken by Reynolds in the paint. Another turnover forced by the Indians. Garrigan turns the ball over the second least times per game in the conference, less than 11 per, but a couple early ones here in the second half. Hall rolls to the bucket, shoots over Lear. No, he dropped it off for Reynolds, and Reynolds lays it up and in.
Well, I think he meant to shoot, and I think he was looking for the foul call, but I think he'll be happy with the result. The ball gets knocked right into the scorer's hands.
Yeah, do you call that an assist or not? Hall is dishing out 6 assists per game, and that one might have been intended as a shot, but it ultimately results as an assist. Furch at the foul line finds Joyce. Joyce driving downhill, gets turned back out as he finds Furch, top of the arc. Three-point attempt is blocked. Dillevue got a hand on it. Back to Furch. Pass underneath, knocked out of bounds by Hall. Boy, a lot of blocked three-point shots tonight. Garrigan's blocked a three-pointer, and Forest City's blocked a couple of threes as well.
That is Ty Dillevue. He's got a long wingspan. He's deceptively big out there because he's playing next to Reynolds and Holmes, but he's a big kid in his own right.
9 on the shot clock for Bishop Garrigan. Schwab on the left wing gets it to Furch in the corner. Furch enters the paint, shovels to Lear, looks at Thomas on the left block, gives to Joyce, and Bishop Garrigan's out of time. 35-second violation is Joyce. Oh my goodness. Joyce just threw the ball over his shoulder, back to the bucket, and spun it in from about 12 feet out. That was an unbelievable shot, even though it was just a frustration ball at the basket.
Yeah, he's just an unbelievable scorer, but they have him completely bottled up right there. He came off the screen, and there was immediately 2 guys double teaming him. He's just been bottled up all night.
That was the best shot all night by either team, folks. If you're watching on the YouTube stream, go back and watch that shot again by Joyce. That was unbelievable after that 35-second call had been made. Holmes for Forest City, bounced the pass towards the lane. It got knocked away from from Sopko, that is. Lear fighting for the basketball, and a foul against Forest City. Nick Lear is really inducing a few fouls here by the Indians, and maybe the Golden Bears get the Indians in foul trouble here in the third, because that's 3 on Holmes.
It was a good call there. I was really afraid they were going to call that a tie-up. That was a clear. Holmes had Lear on the arm because he went down on the ground and got a good handle on that ball, and a good call by the officials there. 28-13, 5:10 left to go in the third.
A 15-point Indian lead. This is their largest of the night. Schwab takes it down the lane into the body of Holmes, and that shot got erased. Basketball controlled by Sopko for Forest City. A lot of blocks tonight as well. Garrigan's trying to take it inside, and Forest City is throwing up the brick wall. Basket is towards the right. It's Dilleville on the wing for Forest City. Gets it over to Holmes. Now rotates it left towards Somko. Back up to Blazer. Clean look from three-point land. And he missed just about everything. It barely grazed the rim. Hall grabs the offensive board, though, and kicks it outside. And there'll be a foul underneath. There was a push by Bishop Garrigan before they could kick the ball out to Dilleville.
Forest City will have the ball on the side. The foul was underneath, and the officials are going to talk about it. They're going to see who to assess it to. It's just a lot of pushing and shoving down there. Carson Hall had the ball on the baseline, and he was trying to dribble baseline. And he kind of cleared out, and everyone was kind of pushing and shoving. And we're going to get the call from the official here after they have discussed and figured out who to penalize.
Well, 4:42 left in the third quarter, already nearly halfway through the period in Forest City. 4 points to Bishop Garrigan's 1 so far in this quarter.
Well, no call made here yet. There's been no foul call. But the Indians are going to have the ball on the sideline.
So I wonder if that was maybe an inadvertent whistle because, yeah, they haven't put a foul up on the scoreboard. That may be the call there. There's a spin move by Somko. His floater won't go. Got his own miss back, though. Trying to thread it inside the Holmes. Ball loose on the floor, and Furch able to pick it off the deck and bounce it to Thomas.
Well, another good defensive stop for the Bears, kind of inching their way back in defensively.
Yeah, Bishop Garrigan on the defensive side of the court is keeping themselves somewhat afloat in this game, although down by 15. Furch on the wing, lets it rip. Free ball rims out, and Holmes able to control the rebound.
But sometimes that defense builds offense and confidence.
Somko challenging Thomas, dealing into the corner to Blazer. Sidesteps, long two Blazer, left it short. Rebound into the pocket of Lear. Quickly finds Schwab as he'll bring it up the floor. Forest City quickly gets back on defense. Schwab taking it right down the lane. Wraps the pass on to Furch, and Schwab is fouled. And that's fortunate for Bishop Garrigan because that ball was thrown out of the reach of Furch and out of bounds. Hall can't believe it, and that is foul number 3 against Forest City. Schwab got fouled on that drive. Again, it was a pass attempt, not a shot, so no free throws for Golden Bears.
Yeah, Schwab is very good at using his size to penetrate that lane, get all the way. That time he chose to flip that ball to Furch. It went out of bounds, but he got pushed.
Mahler into the ballgame for Bishop Garrigan. As Furch gets it around into the right corner to Joyce. Fresh 35 for Bishop Garrigan after the foul by Forest City. That's the third on Dilleville, so 3 Indians at 3 fouls. Mahler on the right wing, but Holmes had a good closeout to take away any three-point opportunity. Schwab now from the right wing. In and out, no good. Can't knock down the 3.
Oh, it looked good all the way, just rounding out.
Dilleville controls the rebound. Blazer for Forest City with 3:30 left in the third quarter. 28-13 Indians, and Blazer will bring it back outside. Force.
Coach Rosacker is a very patient coach. He tells his team exactly when to run and when to pull that ball back out.
Now it's Blazer. Blazer left in the paint, driving in, dropped the basketball, picked it back up, and then threw it to Schwab as he tried to save it. Schwab trying to run the floor here. Golden Bears don't have numbers. Schwab back to the bucket, try to pass out into the corner. Hall takes it away, and there's a frustration foul on Schwab. That'll be foul number 1 against Carter Schwab. And once again, the Golden Bears just continue to not be able to find their mark on those passes. Forest City is just everywhere on defense.
Boy, this has been a theme in both games we've called tonight, Tyler. That ball has gone back and forth. Some team gets a steal, and immediately the other team gets it right back, and we've just gone back and forth with some just really hard-fought basketball. These guards are really pestering each other.
Both teams 12-1 in conference play. One of these teams will be alone solo at the top of Iowa West after tonight. Somko left across the foul line, returns the ball back outside to Hall. Bishop Garrigan's last conference title was the 2019-2020 season. Forest City's last conference title was the 2018-2019 season. The pass into the lane intercepted by Mahler. That was on the tail end of back-to-back conference titles for Forest City. As Sink finds Mahler, bounce pass, and the swat! Dilleville got it there from behind and blocked it off the glass.
Well, Gutsy with 3 fouls. He flies through, erased Mahler's shot. That was a great fast break by the Bears. All night they get point-blank looks, and they just haven't got them.
And Forest City putting on a block party in their home gym tonight. Hall kept the pivot foot and returns the ball outside to Dilleville in the wing. And a timeout called by Coach Rosacker for Forest City with 2:18 remaining in the quarter. 30-second timeout as we will keep it right here. While they take that time out, we'll give a quick thank you to our video streaming sponsors presenting the Algona Radio YouTube channel. Those sponsors include Chemna Auto Center, where it's not just about the car, it's about the care. Algona Municipal Utilities, community owned for community benefit. Iowa State Bank, helping people succeed. Algona Frame and Auto Body, we need by accident. And PMC Advantage Insurance Services, having the advantage makes all the difference. We talk a lot about tempo in the game of basketball, Beanie, and pacing. Should this be a fast game? Should it be a slow game? Do you want to run the floor? Do you want to play half court? Both games in Forest City's played Bishop Garrigan. It's been played at a Forest City tempo. Forest City pretty much effectively controls the pace just about as well as any team the Golden Bears have gone against this season.
Yeah, they sure do. And Garrigan, even if they want to get out and run, Carson Hall, the guards for Forest City, they can run the floor really well as well. So it's just a tough call if you're the Garrigan coaches. Like, you're down, you want to try to open it up and try to run and shoot, get some transition threes. But, boy, that Forest City guard, that backcourt, very good at getting back on defense so far.
Well, 2:18 left in the third quarter. Bishop Garrigan's been held to 1 point so far in the third. Golden Bears got the first point on a foul shot, and then Forest City has scored 4 since then. So almost 6 minutes into this quarter, and Indians outscored the Golden Bears 4-1. We talked about, go ahead, Beanie.
Well, the Bears have gotten the ball inside some as well, but never really an open look for the Bears. That's why I was so excited a moment ago. It looked like they had a 3-on-2 fast break resulting in an open look, and they missed it. It just nothing going right for the Bears.
I will say, for as much as we talked about the Forest City defense, and rightfully so, Bishop Garrigan's played well on the defensive side of the ball, too. This could easily be a 40-13 game if the Golden Bears had not been playing this well defensively. But Forest City has been one step better. Dillu spinning in the lane, tough left-hander off the back of the iron, and Holmes can't tip it in. Rebound pinballs around, and Joyce able to grab it for Bishop Garrigan. Joyce sprinting, pulling up for a three, missed it left. Golden Bears trying to force a shot there and just can't get anything to drop as Blazer controls the rebound.
I suspected Joyce might try to get a little transition game going, a little pull-up threes, get the Bears back in this. Didn't work that time, but maybe try again.
So they might as well try it at this point because not much else has worked offensively. Holmes rotates it around to the left towards Blazer. And an offensive foul against Forest City. That'll be number 4 of the quarter against the Indians.
Sotko was coming off a screen, and they just pushed their way through that screen. That was Holmes. Fought off the screen and pushed the player to the ground, so he's going to pick up his 4th foul.
And Reynolds comes back into the game. Reynolds with 3 fouls himself, and Bishop Garrigan really couldn't take advantage of the time Reynolds spent on the bench. Forest City has a lot of guys with a similar profile size-wise who can do a good job defending the interior. Joyce down the lane, jump stopping, shooting over Reynolds. A little bit too strong. Lear for the tap, though. Got it to Schwab. Schwab drew contact, and it's a foul. And we'll see Forson actually into the ballgame now for Forest City. Or Reynolds, I beg your pardon. But I don't think that was on him.
No, that's on Sotko, I believe. Boy, nice tip by Lear to keep that rebound alive. Ends up in Schwab's hand, right back to the hoop.
So a couple free throws for Schwab. This may be the only open shot Garrigan gets, and that's at the free throw line as Schwab knocks down the foul shot. Forest City still doubling up the Golden Bears, though, 28-14.
And just good to see the ball go through the net. Sometimes that gets a shooter started.
Schwab so far today, just 3 points for the Golden Bears, just 3 by Joyce. Nick Lear, 5 to lead the way. Schwab leaves the second one short. Offense board, Mahler returns the ball to Schwab. Wants the spin, it's not there. Kicks up to Joyce. Top of the arc, free ball short. Long rebound, and Forest City takes it. Here's a 3-on-1. Blazer threads the pass to Sopko, and he'll set it in. 30-14 Indians. They execute another fast break. Golden Bears quickly the other way. Lear underneath the bucket, out to Joyce in the corner, and the recovery by Hall to knock the pass out of bounds. 1:03 remaining in the quarter. Smith back in for the Indians. Hall goes to the pine. I do not believe the Golden Bears have knocked down a 3-point shot yet so far in this game.
Boy, that one from Joyce was their best opportunity. Kick out, spot on look.
Joyce trying a free from the corner. That ball in and out of the rim, no good. It rolled off. Mahler rebounds at the foul line, though. Another offensive board. Joyce shoots another free. That one he hits. Just keep chucking at Michael Joyce, and eventually one of them goes down.
Well, finally, 48 seconds ticking away, 30-17. The Indians have kind of kept pace this third quarter, kind of doubling up the Bears since the half again.
First field goal of the second half for Bishop Garrigan came at the 50-second mark. All the points in this half were on foul shots as Reynolds drives in, missed the right-hander from close range. Schwab the other direction. Bounce pass to Joyce. Backs out towards the corner of 30 on the game clock. Shot clock now off. Joyce along the baseline. Out to Mahler. Ball tipped away. And pinball's loose and it's picked up by the Indians. Another turnover as Sopko controls the basketball. Sopko across the logo. Bucket is towards the right. 18 seconds remaining in the third. And now it's Blazer who will deflate the basketball here and bring it out to half court to run the final 12 seconds off. Third quarter winding down. Forest City will take the last shot. Reynolds will screen for Blazer. He'll head sideways. Blazer foul line extend to the right, and he double dribbled. That was about as textbook of a call as you could get.
He knew it as soon as he did it. He picked up his dribble, thought one more. And you saw the look on his face. Always a little comical when that happens to a player.
Coach Rosacker hangs his head on the Forest City bench after that one. 3 seconds left in the quarter. Schwab collects the inbounds pass. Schwab heave from half court. And no good at the horn. Schwab went flying down to the deck trying to induce a foul call, and the referee said, I don't think so. Third quarter comes to an end. Bishop Garrigan got the late free by Michael Joyce, but Forest City still leads by 13 on Hometown Radio KLGA and at the Elgato Radio YouTube channel.
Where you bank matters. Hi, I'm Sherry Bacon at Security State Bank, and we're relationship bankers. We get to know our customers and understand their financial needs. We're locally owned and operated, which means family, community, and service always comes first. So come to Security State Bank. We'll treat you like family. Security State Bank in Algona, Burt, and Laverne. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Security State Bank.
The Forest City Indians trying to take a one-game lead in the top of Iowa West and sweep the season series over the Golden Bears. They are 8 minutes away, and Bishop Garrigan will now try to put on a big rally. Indians 30, Golden Bears 17 heading to the fourth. The Indians outscored the Golden Bears 6-5 during the third quarter. A microscopic scoring total so far, but just because it's been that way up to this point doesn't mean it can't be a higher scoring fourth quarter. Michael Joyce finally hit Golden Bears' first three-pointer with 1 minute left in the third, and now we'll see if the Golden Bears can maybe loosen up the outside shot a little bit.
Well, an offensive show it has not been. And Tyler, I think if you would ask anyone on the Garrigan team and coaching staff, you think there'll ever be a case where you start a fourth quarter with only 17 points? They would have said that's impossible. But it's happening here at Forest City.
With how prolific Bishop Garrigan's offense has been, it's certainly a surprise. But Forest City has limited Bishop Garrigan's second chances tonight. They've kept the ball out of the paint pretty effectively. And the Golden Bears not shooting the ball well as shot from the lane. Dillon can't hit the turnaround, and Schwab barrels the other direction. Behind the back dribble, jumps and passes corner to Mahler. He lets it rip. Free ball is short again. Lear sails in for the offensive board. Lear putback settles into the drain.
Great board and putback by Lear. That'll get him going. Nearly the fourth foul on Reynolds there. Twice in that possession, he bumped Schwab and he bumped Lear.
Lear top 5 in the top of Iowa West in rebounds per game at over 8. Had the offensive board put back right there. Golden Bears on the season have offensive rebounded about 43.5%, make that a 42.5% of the missed shots, but so far tonight, not a ton of second chances besides that last one by Lear. 10 on the shot clock for Forest City. It is Dillevue giving up to Reynolds. Reynolds gives to Hall. Hall to the foul line of 5 on the shot clock. Shovels back outside towards Dillevue. Right-handed dribble, turns towards the bucket, squares with the jumper. In and out, no good. Reynolds put back up and in.
Wow. Reynolds went up between two Golden Bears. Right, he was in a Golden Bear sandwich. Still was able to complete that play.
Reynolds with 8 points so far tonight. Joyce towards the lane, fades back for a tough one-legged J. It is short, and the box out by Reynolds as he's able to shield off Lear from the rebound.
Another one of those games where these guys are shooting the ball and they run back on the other side and say, how am I missing these?
Well, Reynolds had 10 points and 10 boards last time these teams matched up. He's at 8 points right now. Around the arc it goes. Sopko left corner, pass inside, knocked away by Joyce, who's a step ahead of Reynolds. Joyce towards the forecourt. The Bishop Garrigan sophomore with the right-handed dribble picks it up and gives it to Sink. Right back to Joyce. Works towards the left corner. Drives in on the baseline, reverses it, and missed everything. Sopko make that Dillevue there for the rebound for Forest City. Hall now outlets on the floor to Smith. Smith leaks out and scores. 34-19 Indians. Right when you feel like the Golden Bears are maybe about to get on track, the Indians answer for a couple of buckets, and it's back up to a 15-point game. Joyce trying to get loose. 3-point ball. Left it short. It's just tickled the net. And Lear jumps on the back of Reynolds on the rebound, and Reynolds a little banged up after that.
Boy, when Lear started off the half with a box out and a putback, I thought that was really going to get the Bears going. And Lear playing aggressive, no doubt. He's fighting for that ball, and he and Reynolds just hit the floor together. But like a football game, Reynolds is on the bottom of the pile, and Lear came down on all his weight.
Yeah, that might have been a getting the wind knocked out of you type of situation as Reynolds is now to his feet.
He's going to stay in the game here. And no foul called. No?
There was a foul. Lear picked up a second.
Okay.
Yeah, that would have been, Garrigan would have gotten away with one there if Lear didn't get a foul on that one.
I thought maybe they thought maybe no one had control and two guys going for it. But, yeah, usually when people hit the floor that hard, there's going to be a foul called somewhere.
Yeah, that's one of those you got to call something kind of plays. 5:46 on the clock, and a traveling violation against Forest City. Blazer tagged for that one.
Yeah, Blazer was the one at the end of the third that double dribbled. He got a case of the jitters. You know, that'll happen to a basketball player. You get a case of the jitters, you start to second guess, and things go awry.
5:44 left in the fourth. Score right now 34-19 Forest City, and that is not a typo. When I talked to Coach Rosacker in the pregame, I mentioned that he had Bishop Garrigan out of sync in the first matchup. His response was, well, they had 57 points. That's, more than Forest City's used to giving up, as Muller throws the ball behind Joyce and out of bounds, and the Golden Bears turned it over. But the thing for Forest City, they're not used to giving up that many, but for the Golden Bears, they're used to scoring above 60. Even that 57 against Forest City in that first matchup fell out of sync, but this is a whole new level tonight.
When Muller was looking for a back cut from Joyce, they just weren't communicated on that, weren't meshed up, and the ball goes out of bounds.
Hall infiltrates the lane. His runner won't go. Got his own miss backbone, kicks it out. Eastfold steps in, trying to pass back inside to Hall, but Lear able to jump in front for the steal. Schwab to Furch, and shot got swatted out of bounds by Reynolds. Looked like there was some hip bumping there too, but they let that one go, and Bishop Garrigan will keep the ball as Reynolds has yet another block.
Yeah, Furch went flying. He pops right back up, tough guy. And Garrigan will set up their out of bounds play. Set up in the box formation here. Have a chance to get a bucket.
5:11 left in the fourth quarter. Bishop Garrigan's 9-game win streak in serious jeopardy now. Schwab into Thomas. Thomas trying to force it up. Reynolds ejected that shot again. Thomas with just 1 point tonight. No field goal makes for the Golden Bears, and Forest City holds strong on defense again.
Thought maybe when Reynolds hit the deck so hard, he might have slowed down a step. Not the case.
With the dribble right now for Forest City, it's Blazer. Blazer the stop and go, the drive by Thomas. Got to the rack and spun it in. Blazer is turning into a superstar for Forest City, and it's 36-19.
A well-rehearsed move, a stop-and-go move. He blew right past everybody to the rack.
4:39 left. The Indians picking apart the Golden Bears tonight. 9-2 edge in the fourth. Schwab sidesteps into a tray, and he finds the bottom of the net.
Wow.
Just the second free by the Golden Bears.
Finally. Boy, been waiting for a shot that looks smooth. That looks smooth out of his release, and it swishes the net. Only shot that I can remember that Garrigan has had look good.
A 30-second timeout called on the floor, as it's 36-22 right now. There have been very rare moments in this game where Forest City didn't stay in front of Bishop Garrigan and the Golden Bears were trying a shot. That was one of the rare ones. Schwab created a lot of the space with that sidestep, and you look at a guy of Schwab's stature, you wouldn't think he'd be able to cut laterally so aggressively and so hard, but he can do that and create some space. And now it really kind of seems like the perimeter shooting, maybe Bishop Garrigan's only take it back into this game, because they're trying to jam the door open on the inside, but Forest City is holding it shut. And now you probably just hope you get hot on three-point balls. Maybe Joyce can hit from the outside, try to find Muller for a few opportunities, see if you can get someone going here in the fourth.
Yeah, not only do you have to get defensive stops, you got to get some steals if you're going to fight your way back in this game, because the Forest City Indians are going to try to take the air out of the ball. They're going to try to milk all 35 seconds off that clock.
We're approaching the halfway point of the fourth quarter. 4:27 left. Indians by 14 over the Golden Bears. Here's Blazer on the acceleration. Thomas stays in front that time, poking at the ball as the ball's returned outside beyond the perimeter to Dillavu. Dillavu hands it back off to Blazer. The Forest City sophomore dribbles around to the right. Drives in right side, deals into the corner to Sopko with 14 on the shot clock. Another meticulous possession by Forest City. 10 on the shot clock, back to Blazer. Sopko screens, Blazer sidesteps, trying to lose Thomas. Drives down the lane, he puts a tough left-hander up and in. Blazer starting to take over the game again, and it's 38-22 Indians. Furch on the other end, banging with Reynolds. Pass goes in between the legs of Lear, and Hall there to intercept it for Forest City. 3:45 left in the fourth quarter. Indians having long, grinding possessions against the Golden Bears, and Bishop Garrigan being extinguished quickly on the offensive end. Hall fought out squaring for a three-point ball, but continues to work the possession instead. Got it by Furch. Hall driving in, tried to drop it off for Thomas, but Furch got in front and intercepted it with 3:28 left. Out to Joyce. The Garrigan sophomore wants to drive, goes right into Reynolds, shot off the side of the glass, no good, and Hall out with the rebound for Forest City. 3:18 left in the fourth quarter. 38-22 Indians right now. And it's Dillavu into the forecourt. Forest City trying to sweep the season series over Bishop Garrigan. They've won 3 in a row against the Golden Bears as Dillavu almost lost control of that basketball, and Forest City will take a timeout as they saw an imminent turnover potentially coming. And with 3:05 left, they will take the timeout, leading 38-22. This timeout will be a 30 as we'll keep it right here.
Schwab very nearly had that steal. It's been a game of inches, and all night the Garrigan Bears are just a little short on everything they try. Shots are falling short. Just has not been their night, as has been the case so many nights when we come up to this Forest City gym. I thought maybe this was the night we'd break out of that rut of so many games up here where we don't play our best, but it just jinxed us again. Don't know what about this gym, but boy, the Garrigan teams just do not like to play in here.
I don't know, it's not a long road trip. It's under an hour, which is not one of the longest road trips in the conference, but this Indian team, they just have the formula to beat the Golden Bears. Sometimes you just look at teams and say, Team A matches up really well against Team B. Forest City just really matches up well against Bishop Garrigan. as they lead right now 38-22. And not to mention, I mean, Forest City is just a very good team, but a chance to move ahead of the Golden Bears by 1 game in the conference standings. Forest City's only conference loss is a 1-point loss against Belmont Clemmy early in the season. Forest City also closes the season against Belmont Clemmy as Reynolds takes it right down Main Street, and a foul on the play against Bishop Garrigan. Lear's jaws on the floor. He didn't like that one, and it'll be free throws here for Forest City once again.
Yeah, they are a very good team, very solid team here, Forest City. You know, again, thankfully we don't have to play Forest City in the tournament. In fact, I hope we don't even have to play any games in this gym. I hope they're not a host site for any games.
Yeah, neutral site. Can you imagine? I think Garrigan might have some protests if that was the case. Free throw by Reynolds. That one is in and out, no good. Well, since Bishop Garrigan last won the conference in the 2019-2020 season, it's been Lake Mills every year since then. Of course, Lake Mills is now out of the conference title race, but right now sitting in 3rd place in the boys' standings. But it is only Forest City and Bishop Garrigan. Those are the 2 teams contending for it, and now Forest City trying to separate themselves, leading 39-22. 9 points by Reynolds. Not a single score in double digits tonight for either side as Firsch picks the ball off the ground and finds Lear wide open underneath. Fortuitous play there for the Golden Bears to make it 39-24. 9 points by Lear as well. 2.5 minutes remain. Forest City controlling this ball game, up 39-24. Hall in the lane, Fritz to the baseline to Sopko. Sopko floater over Thomas, up and in.
There you see Forest City again. Bears putting pressure on. They just move the ball really well, create an open shot. Can't score 15 without stops, but Bears down big here.
Second field goal maker of the game for Sopko so far as we approach the final 2 minutes. Furch down towards the left baseline, gets to Lear on the elbow, whips the pass right to Thomas and hands it off to Joyce. Eyes the 3, Hall closes out, Joyce steps back, 3 on the way, he left it short, and Reynolds parachutes in for another rebound. Down under 2 minutes left. Forest City has taken the air out of this Garrigan team tonight. Furch getting in there and forcing a tie-up against Reynolds, or against Hall, that is, before he could bring it into the front court.
Yep, Carson Hall has been very good for the Indians these 2 times we've seen him play against Garrigan. Very consistent guard, fast, plays hard. He can really leap. Furch doing a fantastic job defensively there. Fight until the very end.
Well, after tonight, like we mentioned, Garrigan plays West Hancock Friday night. Forest City plays Lake Mills on Friday night. Then on Tuesday, the top of Iowa West season wraps up. Garrigan plays North Iowa on Tuesday night. And it'll actually be a Wednesday game as Forest City plays Belmont Clemmy. That'll be a Wells Fargo Arena game. That'll be a Forest City against Belmont Clemmy regular season ender inside of Wells Fargo as Schwab is in the left corner. He's in trouble. Almost threw it away, but it went right back to him. He drives in, got to the rack, and missed the left-hander. It's been that kind of night for Schwab and the Golden Bears.
And Schwab is just saying, you've got to be kidding me. How did that not go in?
Here's the sidestep and the score by Blazer.
Wow, and on the flip side, what a move by Blazer. He has really improved, this guy.
8 points by Blazer, really taking a big step here in the second half. Had 13 points last time the teams matched up, including that buzzer-beating game winner as Joyce gets fouled. That'll be number 1 against Forest City this quarter with 1:14 remaining.
And then, of course, he makes the long 3 after he gets fouled. Nothing else seems to go in. That one, difficult. Swish. Unbelievable.
Well, and again, it's the bounce for Forest City as Hall steals the ball, held on the floor, and tried the dunk. The ball slipped out of his hands, and it went in anyways. It's also that kind of night for Forest City, 45-24, and the Golden Bears are just about out of gas in this one. 1 minute left. On the left block to Lear, trying to thread it to Thomas. Thomas took a bump that time, and it'll be a foul on the floor against the Indians. What a job they've done on Thomas tonight with just 1 point.
Yeah, that defense, you know, they've got him guarded, and then they've got the weak side help coming immediately. That time it was Dillavu, came across, went for the steal, ended up charging in through Thomas's body, gets pegged for his 4th foul. But yeah, it's been difficult all night to get that ball inside. Bears have made a concerted effort to try to do so, but this Forest City defense has been very effective.
And Forest City with 4 players scoring 7 or more points as Lear picks up the loose ball, floats from the lane and scores. Nick Lear, the only man in double digits tonight on either side. He has 11, which, again, those 7 and 8 point games by the Forest City starters doesn't sound like a lot, but in a 45-26 game, that balance is so important as Reynolds pump fakes. And Forest City will get it back outside, and they'll burn some clock with 37 seconds left. Furch tried to foul. They let that one go as now it is Blazer. Blazer trapped, pivoting around at 14 on the shot clock, and he'll bounce it out to Dillavu. Up to the top to Hall with 10 on the shot clock. 24 on the game clock as Forest City has totally controlled the tempo tonight. Blazer sidestep, 3-point ball, off the back iron, and Furch sails in for the rebound, checks the feet as he stays in bounds. Final 10 seconds of this one. Final possession for the Golden Bears as Furch uncorks the free, and he banked it in at the very end of the game. How about that? Final 4 seconds being dribbled away by Forest City. An absolutely stifling effort tonight by the Indians. They shut down the Golden Bears and win this one 45-29. Forest City sweeps the season series over the Golden Bears, and they move into first place in the top of Iowa West, 1 game ahead of Bishop Garrigan with 2 games remaining on the schedule. We will step aside for a timeout. Wrap it up after this on KLGA and at the Algona Radio YouTube stream.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio, brought to you by these fine sports club members.
Signworks Inc. For all your signage needs and printed apparel, stop in or call 295-9544.
New Way K&H Co-op, delivering exceptional value through knowledge and innovation.
West Bend Ford, meeting your service, new and used vehicle needs.
Tom Eischen Sales, your store in the country, carrying steel and Toro products and Green Mountain pellet grills.
PMC Advantage Insurance Services, insuring our neighbors for over 80 years.
All sponsors of this game broadcast.
It's Forest City moving into the first place in the top of Iowa West tonight. Indians with the victory, 45-29 over the Golden Bears. With the win, Forest City moves to 14-4 overall, 13-1 in the conference. Bishop Garrigan falls to 16-3, 12-2 in the conference. Now for the Bishop Garrigan boys, your conference title hopes aren't over yet, but that was a very serious blow to them. Forest City ahead by 1. Indians have 2 games left. If you're Garrigan, you're hoping for help from Lake Mills on Friday night and from Belmont Clemming on Wednesday, and you're also hoping to win your last 2 against West Hancock and North Iowa. But the Indians, they took care of business tonight. They took matters into their own hands and stifled the Golden Bears in this one. Nick Lear, the leading scorer for Bishop Garrigan, of 11 points. For Forest City, Carson Hall scored 8. Cooper Blazer had 8. It was actually Holden Reynolds with 9 and Ty Dillevue with 7. Quarter by quarter scoring, Forest City outscored the Golden Bears 11-6 in the first, 13-6 in the second, 6-5 in the third, and 15-12 in the fourth quarter. And that was all she wrote, 45-29. And Beanie, we said it all night long, defense, 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 and that's what Forest City did in this one. Really defense and rebounding as well. Indians took a team in Bishop Garrigan that was averaging 65.5 points per game, held them to 29. That's a tip of the hat to Forest City. Another great game plan against the Golden Bears.
Yeah, for sure. What a low-scoring game. That seems to be a nemesis for Garrigan. That defensive strategy by the Forest City Indians, they have a triangle and 2 initially set up on Joyce and Schwab, and then it kind of adjusts throughout the whole game as they decide who's rotating in for the Bears. But just a really low offensive output for the Bears. Even when they got shots, they just did not look smooth. Nothing seemed to go in the hoop. Just one of those nights. You got to be thankful that this isn't their final game before they start the tournament. They have a chance to right the ship. Both the boys and the girls of Bishop Garrigan have a few games to turn things around. And as expected over the years, this place is really hard to come, second game of the season, and pull out a win.
Yeah, the Golden Bears, who came in ranked number 9 in Class 1A, take the loss tonight with their lowest scoring output of the season. But 2 games to bounce back at the end of the regular season, potentially for the Golden Bears, and try to get back on track. And like you said, you're not going to see Forest City in the postseason because they are a Class 2A team in boys basketball. But Forest City, they're looking good for the playoffs. That game-by-game adjustment, that game-by-game strategy, that's going to play well in the tournament for them. And defense travels, Beanie. I say that all the time. You know, you can have an off-shooting night like Garrigan did tonight, and frankly, Garrigan played pretty well defensively too. But if you're as stifling and as sound technically defensively as Forest City, they got back, they stopped Garrigan's transition opportunities, they kept the ball out of the paint. That can travel well and play in the tournament.
Yeah, a lot of athletic posts on the floor tonight. Amari Thomas, Nick Lear, and but it was Holden Reynolds who really impressed. You know, said he had 9 points, but it seemed like he had 20. He was just everywhere on the rebounding glass and defensively, swatting that ball away. He had quite the game. Really set the tone early for the Indians, and he had a whale of a game, and that's going to make them tough in the tournament if they can defend the paint like that.
So both the Forest City boys and girls make big statements tonight, commanding wins over the Bishop Garrigan Golden Bears in this one. We will wrap it up from Forest City High School. This has been a sports production of Hometown Radio KLGA and the Algona Radio YouTube stream. For my partner Beanie Bodie, I'm Tyler Lance signing off. Your final score for tonight, Forest City 45, Bishop Garrigan 29.